Hey everybody, here we are, PWG's second ever All-Star Weekend. All-Star Weekend Team Electric Boogaloo.
That's right. I've been pop-locking all week.
In preparation. Loosening yourself up for this great encounter, this first encounter of many encounters that you will see in this encounter-filled weekend of All-Star Weekend encounters.
That's right. And getting around the booze.
A chorus. A smattering of applause, but a chorus of booze.
No, you know, I actually, which wasn't on tape here, I actually kicked Travis,
the ring announcer.
The ring announcer in the knees, and I believe I grazed his nuts as well. Great.
And, well, you know, that is not an easy thing to miss, I'd say, because as you do know, fans of him, Travis has testicles the size of grapefruits, but his actual, his business partner said,
yes.
The very small.
Yes.
So, I mean, very large testicles.
He has a lot of working parts, but none of them work too well.
And, actually, let's get down to brass tacks here. Yourself and myself, Disco Machine and Excalibur, taking on the sometimes partners, sometimes rivals, Rocky Romero, Havana brother, Rocky Romero, and TJ Perkins, he's an annoying young man.
Yes. The young adult.
Yeah, he's past the stage of boyhood. He is now, he would be either in preparation for or about to have his bar mitzvah.
That's right. If they were civilized people.
If they were not heathens that lived in straw shacks with dirt floors and dirt on their feet and dirt behind their fingernails. Just a general ambiance of dirt, unfortunately. If they were a bit more civilized, then they would have bar mitzvahs.
Well, you know, when they decorate their house, they always...
Their huts.
Their huts. Well, I say houses because I like to bring them up.
You can give them a little credit, but...
Well, I heard they sell dirt at the IKEA. You know, so...
You can get it in 4-packs there. Safe.
There's dirt with the in-lots on it.
Yes, dirt.
Now, I see that you're talking some trash here.
Trying to wage some psychological warfare here on Rocky Romero. And Rocky Romero, taking to that, firing in with some hard shots to my meaty thighs.
Yes, sir.
And those meaty thighs, I can tell you now, this machine, are quite bruised. They're like some bad fruit you might pick up at the supermarket.
Some day-old banana, or some week-old bananas.
Exactly. And those week-old bananas in my pants we're on the receiving end of some illegal leg kicks from Rocky Romero. And, you know, we had a discussion with Rick Knox about the illegal leg kicks. And, you know, he said that he would take some steps to watch things, make sure that these illegal leg kicks are not illegally applied. But I haven't seen too many proper steps taken for that.
Well, I thought it was quite curious when you asked him about these leg kicks, and he seemed to say, well, like this, and he started doing some sort of like blockhead type kicks. You know, when they put their hands on each other's shoulders, the kicks. But I didn't understand. I didn't understand what And I said, no, the actual leg strikes.
Well, you know, Rick Knox is he's a very spirited individual. He's gay in the sense that he's jovial, not gay in the sense that he likes dudes.
Right.
And you know, he does have a very, very large family and a lot of mouths to feed in the Knox estate.
That's right.
And you know, his beautiful young wife, I believe 55 years. She is, you know, she and Rick Knox are shooting at kids like it's going outside.
No.
And, you know,
It's like a fountain.
but let's bring it back around to the point of the illegal leg kicks. They're illegal.
That's right. No, are they legal because they're used quite a bit?
Well, it's like a closed fist where, you know, you'll see it used in wrestling, and the referee warns the perpetrator, and they kind of, you know, they receive a stern warning, but nothing's really made of it. And so, you know, I think that's the road that they lead a leg kick.
Right.
Now, just going to Machine with the shoulder tackle on TJ Perkins. TJ Perkins up and over. Hip toss. Disco reverses. Arm dragging him down. Perkins jumps up and over Disco Machine. Disco Machine goes for the leapfrog. Perkins holds on. Disco goes for the leapfrog again. Perkins dropped hold. Disco Machine on the bottom rope. What is this, Disco Machine? Perkins getting in my face.
Oh!
And now
this is what you did to me.
A game of chase has ensued here in the ring. And now Perkins up and over again. And now Disco. Oh my God! I have tripped over my own partner, Disco. I am so sorry. That we are comical foils here in this match. And now
there's nothing funny about that.
No, not at all. And just slipping and sliding all over the place. Disco, this is unbelievable. We have never been made to look this bad inside the squared circle by any of our opponents.
None. There's not an opponent alive that has ever embarrassed us
quite like this. No. And TJ Perkins and Rocky Romero, I guess credit has to be given to them for their expertise of embarrassing us.
I totally agree.
I think if we were not involved in this match, we might be somewhat awed or respectful of their expertise.
I believe that during that exchange, I had to win. I was a little, I was knocked out a little bit.
I think when I tripped over you, I might have fallen on your back.
Quite frankly, I thought you broke my rib. But,
a kick to the posterior giblet of TJ Perkins, and now, here, I'm calling you on the outside. We have to talk things over. We need to get our game plan back in order.
But now we're having a spirited discussion, and I don't want people to get the wrong impression. That, in business sometimes that you have a spirited conversation, but you still remain friends, you still remain to be business partners, but there's some heated exchange, and I think that's not what we're having right now.
And watching this in retrospect, it's easy to catch.
Well, these things, these things happen, and what are you going to do? You need a better seamstress.
That's right, yeah. Get on the lines of Davey. She's my girl, costume girl.
She's a lady.
She is. Keep her entertained. She works quickly. Is she Filipino? Oh, no, Indian girl. Okay. And she's a good character. I can't always understand her.
We need a game plan.
Actually, a lot cheaper than American.
Okay. Right. Well, they're industrious.
Yeah. Rick Knox getting in your face is trying to tell you that. Get things underway. Right now,
no, you want to tag back in.
Please, tag me in. I have a game plan. We went over our game plan. Now I've got things in store for Rocky.
Well, you know what? This is the mind game. As I've said, I actually noticed this weekend when we're having these matches. We get to scout every pro wrestling competitor, every match. We see all the matches.
You would think we'd win more matches.
You would think so. But I think that we have this well scouted. We've seen Rocky Romero. We know what he's up to.
Right.
We know all of his moves.
If I know one thing about Rocky Romero, it's that he doesn't know anything about technical wrestling.
No.
And that's what I'm doing right now. You can see I'm preparing to
take
advantage. Going for maybe some amateur style wrestling. It's setting up, and Rocky Romero though is getting near. He's not confident in his wrestling ability. He doesn't want to get down onto the mat with me, and so frankly, I think he's fearful.
Well, look at this. What a sucker! Look at this. Oh, whoa! What a lady of the lake. Now we have scouted this many times.
The El du Rock.
That's right.
That's what Lady of the Lake is in French. Really? That's in France.
Not even worth mentioning.
No. But it's a little known fact, so I like to.
And now it doesn't matter.
And now, firing in with an elbow, a chop, and another chop. And Rocky Romero is going to town on me, and somehow managed to get the upper hand, going up and over. Now Romero rolls through, coming at me, or I come at him with a clothesline, a shot to the knees, and now Rocky Romero.
Was that to the knees?
I don't know where it was to, but it really hurt. And a shot to the back of the back of the back and the back of the head, covering in a 2 count only, says Rick Knox. And now Rocky Romero just giving you the business, this machine.
He was glazed on me, and I understand because I'm very technical. Maybe something else going on? You're making a pass at me.
We don't want to.
No insinuation.
We don't want to put words or anything else into And now TJ Perkins is sending to the middle rope, dropping the knee across my forehead. And let me tell you, this machine, that was quite painful maneuver.
I can imagine.
And though, I did have the presence of mind, the tenacity, the heart to kick out of that.
You have the heart of a champion.
Indeed. And now Perkins with the fisherman suplex rolls over 1, 2 count only is able to kick out. Masterful wrestling in my part. This guy.
You knew exactly what to do when you heard
that. Put the heel of his boot, just rub it right across my eye. Well, the eye holes of my mask.
Well, it hurts a little bit more.
Indeed, it does.
Because your mask becomes a part of your face.
It does. It's an extension of my body, an extension of my personality.
And everywhere where the mask hits, your face is a little bit more sensitive. You have to put extra cream on it.
It's moisturized. And now Perkins reversed, going through, and now the 2 count only coming up. And now Perkins knocking you off the apron or kneeing or knocking you off the apron, stunning you though.
That's right. It's because I took a cheap shot at him when he was when he backed into me. I gave him a nice little shot to the back of the head, the back of the noggin.
Well, I gave him.
Did you?
I think
I have to agree.
Second row Mario close on Perkins, hooking the leg covers 1, 2 count only, slow count.
Very slow count.
And now with the chicken wing submission on Perkins as he's fighting his way up to his feet. And Disco, I think he's lost all the way.
We're done. We're done. We can go to the pay with it. And now, shades of the Iron Sheik coming up. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Very, very Iron Sheik-esque.
I don't have quite the mustache that Iron Sheik.
No,
I'm trying to get there.
I ran very close to your native identity. So
we drove past it.
Yeah, that's right. And after the double knee drop, Rick Knox, where are you, Rick Knox? 1 count only. That would have been a 3 easily. Rick Knox out of position. That's despicable.
It is. Oh, did you hear that? You didn't hear that.
No, I didn't.
And I get the gyrations there. I believe a girl said, "Disco, you're a hottie."
Wow. At least you got one fan. We get the chorus of
and it was a girl.
That's even better.
Well, I can't confirm that.
Yeah. Could have been 11-year-old boy or probably.
I take what I can get.
And now, as some great teamwork here in the corner as we're pulling Perkins, pulling his neck back and ramming your shoulder into his midsection disposition. Great teamwork on TJ Perkins by us, if I do say so.
Now I'm going for what I think is a power driver, which I actually use a variation of that power driver, but TJ Perkins was too clever right there.
Don't give him that.
No,
I think he was too desperate.
That's right.
He knew that one more big move and this match would be over. So Perkins held on and narrowly avoided defeat. Boot to the midsection by myself, and now picking up Perkins, shooting or backing him into the ropes, shooting him across the ring, going for a clothesline. Perkins reverses, and now goes behind. I go behind Perkins. Big German suplex, beautiful with the cover. 1, 2 count only as Rocky Romero comes in to break it up. Disco Machine with the drop kick on Rocky Romero, sending him out of the ring. And now Disco Machine putting the boots to Perkins, and Rick Knox ushering you out of the ring, trying to keep things legal here. And now going for the air raid crash on Perkins. Perkins reverses knees or elbow strikes to the midsection, and a big brainbuster reversal attempt. A desperation brainbuster by TJ Perkins.
Looks like you're out right there, just sitting up. I don't think you know where you are at this point. And actually, TJ Perkins trying to get to the corner, but I believe
Disco Machine's taking a breather on the outside, and now Rocky Romero tagged into the match, waiting for me to get back up to my feet, and now trying to beg off from Rocky Romero. There we see the psychological warfare, and knocking, oh my God, Disco Machine into the 4th row. A boot to the side of the head, and Rocky Romero, he just levels me, taking me off my feet. And Romero with the crowd firmly behind him. If I didn't know better, Disco Machine, I would say things were looking bad for us at this point.
I would have to say so. We were fully in control before, but now Rocky Romero's coming in and just laying those chops into you. and you look worse for wear.
Indeed, I do.
Being whipped across. Now Rocky
Back
Romero.
into the corner, receives the boot to the face, and now ducking under the clothesline. Rocky Romero with a victory roll.
Victory roll.
No, holds on.
Oh,
there's the ankle lock. The ankle lock disco machine. This is not looking good.
It's not looking
this
good
is
at
not
all.
looking good at all. And Rocky Romero sits down with the ankle lock. I am desperately trying to make it to the ropes, and thankfully my partner has the presence of mind to come in and break up that brutal ankle lock. And now
I'm showing him my wares.
That's right.
Oh!
Romero with the boot to that illegal leg kick to the side of the leg, and now the power slam by Rocky Romero. Romero though is able to break away, and TJ Perkins in the ring, ducking under disco machine, trying to go for a spear of some sort, but TJ Perkins leapfrogging over you, and now Perkins with the reverse Texas Cloverleaf. He's got me hooked, disco machine. This is not looking good at all. And now making my way to the ropes, reaching, but Perkins dragging me back into the center of the ring. This has got to be it, Disco. This has got to be it. And now Rocky Romero distracting Rick Knox.
You've tapped.
I have tapped. I cannot continue. But there we see the psychological warfare. The tap. I saw that Rick Knox's back was turned. I tapped out and forced TJ Perkins to break the hold. Very, very smart wrestling, if I may say so.
What you didn't see on the far camera was I catapulted Rocky Romero into the pole, and now TJ Perkins ascending the top rope.
Perhaps going for a splash of some sort, but now TJ Perkins trying to break you off, Disco Machine, finally putting you off, and now Perkins going up to the top rope, very slowly making his way up to the top. But what's this? Rick Knox is calling for the bell. He's calling for the bell, not counting the pinfall. What is this?
What's this be?
TJ, we are the winners, and a very smartly wrestled match by ourselves, Disco Machine. Rick Knox saying TJ Perkins was counted out on the top rope. Took too long to deliver that frog splash, and we have won, Disco Machine.
Amazing!
An amazing!
I've never seen that in my life.
I've never seen a more decisive victory for any tag team ever in the history of wrestling, I think.
Wow.
And what momentum going into our title shot tomorrow night against PWG Tag Team Champions.
Well, that's if they win tonight.
If they win tonight on Super Dragon and Davey Richards. Great tag team wrestling by ourselves, Disco Machine.
It's getting a little stale. So I just have one little thing to say. I mean, as you come the way I'm dressed here tonight, no Team Canada jacket. You know what? Fuck Canada. System and fucking bag of mail town. That's all I know. And he screwed everything about Canada. I mean, I'm a Canadian wrestler. I look at some of the greats, Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, all the guys like that. And I mean, you know, I idolize them. You know what? Tonight, PWG, no more Canada, which means no more True Blow, standing up here singing the old Canada. No more Sharpshooter. And definitely, oh yeah, you guys know what's coming. Definitely, no more Canadian Destroyer. We're going to present to my brand new, actually it's not new, it's 2 years old, I used to throw the Canadian Destroyer, the patent swinging neck breaker.
And after that decisive victory for Team SBS, yourself and myself, Disco Machine, we have a great matchup with two competitors that are very, very familiar with one another. Petey Williams, I guess former Canadian destroyer, Petey Williams coming out and before the match basically disowning Canada and forsaking his heritage and forsaking everything Canadian. And you can see by the trunks he's wearing, it doesn't have the Canadian destroyer trunks, doesn't have the red and white on there, stating that very clearly that he's not going to use any famously Canadian moves. He's not going to use the Canadian straight, obviously. He's not going to use the sharpshooter, and he's not going to sing the Canadian national anthem, which I think is smart for this Canadian band. Because the last thing you want to do if you're avoiding Canadian things is to sing.
Well, I
unless you were to change the words to something right.
Right. Well, as much as and I don't want to take away from this great mat wrestling that we're seeing here.
Sabin, lightning quick,
unbelievable.
Indeed. But
I don't want to take away from any of that, but I will. And the crowd, when Petey said that he was denouncing everything Canadian, the crowd was into that because we're all from the United States and we're like that. But then when we obviously we hate all other countries.
There's country, greatest nation.
Exactly.
Everything else is less.
And the crowd was actually behind that, but they were not behind it when they understood what they would lose. Mm-hmm. When it all came down to it.
When they found out what you would be missing without Canada. It's a lot like the movie A Day Without Mexico. Without being I don't know. Whatever it was, it wasn't a good movie. Interesting premise, but not a good movie. And it's now it's like A Day Without a Canadian.
That's right.
We're seeing a match between two American wrestlers here, which has happened before from time to time in the PWG ring. But it's a very interesting turn of events.
We're not going to have a Jim Carrey. We're not going to have Michael J. Fox. No John Carrey. Even out of John Carrey.
No Alan Thicke. I think that was the next one. No Don Cherry. Anyway, and a very interesting thing about this match is these two men have met many times in TNA wrestling and around the world, and you can see that here, just knowing what each other is preparing, and now just look at this Disco Machine. These two men know each other so well, and what could they possibly?
Unbelievable.
This is
never seen anything like
incredible.
that.
These two men trained together, in Ontario, Canada. Chris Sabin from Detroit, Michigan, just across the river from Ontario, Canada. Petey Williams growing up there, and these two men training together, starting together, and have now Petey Williams taking a shortcut, but it's a shortcut to victory, so it would seem. But after that hold for hold, that mirror. Just holding up a mirror to one of these two men, and Petey Williams on the receiving end of a short kick to the midsection. Now, head scissors by Chris Sabin taking Williams down. Williams grabbing onto the ropes, just arms flailing, and now Chris Sabin putting Petey Williams up in the trio low. And now Chris Sabin with Petey Williams stuck in the corner. Petey Williams, though, extricates himself from the trio low and trying to escape from whatever Chris Sabin has in store, but Sabin leaping over the top rope and drop kicking Petey Williams, who is sitting on the ring apron. Brilliant on his feet thinking by Chris Sabin. And now Sabin with a drop kick to Petey Williams off the ring apron. Petey Williams landing hard on the floor. Chris Sabin did have the benefit of landing on the padding, and I think that will make all the difference in this match.
I'm telling you, Chris Sabin, he's lightning quick, and I think that people know this huge knife-edge chop right there to Petey Williams. Chris Sabin is so lightning fast. A lot of people don't realize how fast.
Now Chris Sabin asking the small child at ringside to chop Petey Williams, but the kid is a fan. Petey Williams on the receiving end of a chop from a fan at ringside. What brutality at its most brutal, Chico.
Do we owe these people a paycheck?
Now Chris Another young fan at ringside, chopping Petey Williams. Unbelievable. Petey Williams just tucking tail and running away. And Petey Williams tapping out, but it's on the outside, I guess, so it doesn't count. And now the fans are asking one more time, but Chris Sabin, what could he have in store? Taking Petey Williams over. Tolly McTollerson with a chop to Petey Williams. Unbelievable. So we had two kids and a young adult chopping Petey Williams. That, I believe, may be the equal of somebody the size of Samoa Joe if you add them all together.
It might be a quarter of a chop if you think about it, quite frankly.
That's true. Now Sabin rolling Williams back into the ring, ascending to the top rope. What has Chris Sabin got in store? Big drop kick off the top rope, taking Petey Williams down to the mat. Petey Williams trying to get over outside of the ring, but Sabin pulling him back in. Marty Rubacabra telling Petey Williams telling Chris Sabin only a 2 count. But wow, what incredible agility by Petey Williams. Petey Williams holding on to the top rope, puts on the brakes, escaping from Chris Sabin after that tremendous agility. But Petey Williams now with a stalemate with Tolly McTollerson and Marty Rubacabra trying to restore order here into this match.
And that, maybe Petey Williams is a little bit smarter than we give him credit for, because he really, even though he was taking all that abuse, he's really been on his feet.
Sabin going for the baseball slide dropkick with Petey Williams jumping over. Boots Sabin's in that jaw. And a Hurricane Rana. Pull over Hurricane Rana on the outside. Chris Sabin landing pretty hard on the floor, but a few months ago, Chris Sabin was forced to pull out of the Battle of Los Angeles due to his injured jaw, and we saw right there Petey Williams with that back kick, that back heel kick to the jaw of Chris Sabin, and that stunned him enough for Petey Williams to hit that Hurricane Rana.
And now he's gonna. No way.
Now Petey Williams not letting the crowd do it, and Petey Williams taking care of business for himself. He doesn't need Canada, and he doesn't need these fans at ringside to do anything for him.
In classic setup mode on our part, we did not set up this match correctly. We didn't even tell everybody why Chris Sabin and Petey Williams are actually in this match. They had a match last month for the PWG Tag Team titles, and they had a little breakdown at the end. And actually some pushing and shoving ensued, and actually led to this match. Northern Light suplex right there, but
2 count only, says Marty Rubacabra, but very true. The men that we will go on to face tomorrow evening, Super Dragon and Davey Richards, they are currently the PWG champions. Hopefully not for much longer. By the end of the night, we'd like to see new champions, but that's just my opinion, right? Now, Petey Williams faking the chop, not giving the fans what they wanted, but I think he was a lot better off doing the backflip.
I totally agree.
But after the Dragon and Richards' successful defense of the PWG tag titles last month, Petey Williams and Chris Sabin did have a bit of a tiff, you might say, and it saw these two men go their separate ways, but their separate ways didn't lead them very far, because now here they are in the ring facing off against one another. Petey Williams driving his knee into the back of Chris Sabin. Williams brutal attack on the back of Sabin, and it's a very sound strategy for Petey Williams, because if he disables the back of Chris Sabin, Sabin won't be able to hit the cradle shock on Williams, and Chris Sabin will just be rendered useless pretty much in the ring, and Petey Williams will basically just need to lay on top of Chris Sabin to win this match.
Chris Sabin like a jackhammer now, and now
there's that neck breaker that Petey Williams was talking about earlier, and now a swinging neck breaker. That's it. This has got to be over, Disco Machine.
Could be it. Slow to cover. Petey Williams
looks the leg.
2
count only, says Marty Rubacabra. A very, very narrow kick out by Chris Sabin. Williams, a look of shock on his face as Chris Sabin was able to kick out of that swinging neck breaker.
I saw the look in Chris Sabin's eyes, and the only thing I could say is one thing.
I was lost in those eyes.
They looked a little glazed, but they were dreamy nonetheless. But then now they're going to be bloodshot after the kick to the back of the head like that from Petey Williams.
And we see Williams continuing the attack on Chris Sabin's back and neck, and Petey Williams is trying everything he can to disable Chris Sabin's offense and to just take him out of this match. And you know what? I was so lost in Chris Saban's eyes that I wish I brought it. Maybe some beef here because I was there for it.
You're going to spend a week there.
I was there forever in a heartbeat. And now the crowd behind Chris Sabin as Sabin fighting back up to his feet, backing Petey Williams into the corner, but Petey Williams holding on with the bear hug, the waist lock, but Petey Williams again not letting go and firing in with those forearms to the back of Chris Sabin. Sabin, the back elbow, but Petey Williams, very smart wrestling after letting go of the waist lock and slamming Sabin his back into the turnbuckle, and now he's got Chris Sabin up in the tree of woe. And now asking the fans if they want to see an O Canada. Oh!
Ridiculous!
Savage.
Tree of woe German suplex? Is that possible?
Savage tree of woe German suplex. Unbelievable disco machine. Chris Sabin reversing Petey Williams' O Canada attempt, and just, Petey Williams having to think about, his proclamation before the match and having to kind of alter course, but altering course allowed Chris Sabin to just enough time to come away with that desperation German suplex, and now firing in with those elbow shots. These two men trading here in the center of the ring, trading blows, and now Sabin and Williams are just trading blows again. And now, that middle kick, that middle soul butt, and now a solid right hand to the face of Petey Williams. Low back suplex, and a jumping enziguri. Petey Williams is staggered. He picks him up. Running Liger bomb. This has got to be it. 1, 2 count only. Petey Williams kicks out.
What an incredible sequence. Chris Sabin just mustering all the energy he could. Just get that flurry of moves, but
imagine the pain shooting through his back as he had to hoist Petey Williams up for that running Liger bomb. I mean, that had to take everything in his tank, but obviously not just going to machine to Sabin is back up to his feet.
He needs to get that cradle shock is what he needs to do.
Keeping on with the attack on Petey Williams. Williams is in a very, very bad situation here as Sabin has him in the corner, firing in that solid elbow shot to the face, to the jaw of Petey Williams. Now Sabin ascending to the top rope. He's got Williams hooked, perhaps going for a superplex off the middle rope. But now Sabin coming up with that hard elbow shot. And now Petey Williams again is in a very, very precarious predicament. And now Petey Williams though fighting off, preventing Chris Sabin. Cord buster off the middle rope. And now Petey Williams going up, Burkhan Runner takes Sabin down. Sabin landing hard on that injured back. Petey Williams running off. Big swinging DDT from Petey Williams. Very slow cover, hooks the leg. 2 count only as Chris Sabin is able to kick out.
Petey Williams almost pulled it out. Chris Sabin had that flurry of moves, but he's been stopped cold. Petey Williams now really trying to assess what he's going to do next.
I mean, his instinct has to be to go for the Canadian Destroyer. But if he wants to stay true to what he told the fans earlier this evening, they will not see the Canadian Destroyer tonight or ever again if Petey Williams has his way.
And, maybe he's swerving the fans on this one. Maybe he might just use it, making the fans think that he wasn't going to use it.
Or he could go another way with it. And this is what I read into it. He's never going to use the Canadian Destroyer again. And if he sees anybody else use the Canadian Destroyer, he may kill them. Shoot them dead. And now, Chris Sabin sweeping out the legs of Petey Williams. And now Sabin, he's got Petey Williams where he wants him. He's down in the corner. Drop kick to the face. God. Brutal drop kick to the face. And now Sabin picking up Petey Williams. He's got him hooked. He could be going for the BT bomb. No! He flips him over the Yokosuka cutter. And now two coming only as Petey Williams somehow finds it in himself to kick out of that beautiful flipping DDT maneuver by Chris Sabin. And Sabin now, he's got to be thinking the cradle shot is what it's going to take to win this match. And he's got to be looking for that if he wants to end this thing with Petey Williams right now.
Big elbow to the face of Petey Williams. Petey Williams stuck in the ropes right there. Now a twist by the arm. And now Chris Sabin whips in Petey Williams. Was going to go for a ducks down, but a kick to the face.
Telegraphs it a little bit, but Sabin with a look of fury on his face. And now Sabin reversed by Petey Williams, and the Russian leg sweep I guess it's okay because it's not the Canadian leg sweep.
Oh, maybe it is the Canadian leg sweep. No, where is he from now? Is he from anywhere?
He may have immigrated. We don't know. And now Petey Williams calling for the Canadian Destroyer. We've seen this so many times in the past. The boot to the midsection.
Could it be?
Now call it. Oh wait, a moment of pause. And now going for something else.
He got the cradle shot.
Reversed out by Petey Williams. The cutter, the Canadian, the immigration cutter, and the immigration neck breaker by Petey Williams. He hooked the leg, 2 count only, but Sabin is able to kick out.
Unbelievable action. Petey Williams almost had it. You know, that slight hesitation after the Canadian Destroyer almost sunk him, but he still got into that move.
Very nearly cost him the match. Chris Sabin got him up for the cradle shock, but Petey Williams had the presence of mind to reverse out of that and hit the immigration cutter and the immigration neck breaker. And you know, I don't know if he has his green card yet, but if he comes up with a victory today over an American citizen with good standing, Chris Sabin, that could only do wonders for Petey Williams' immigration application.
Absolutely. And now Chris Sabin and Petey Williams going for the same move again. We saw that at the beginning, and now.
Here we see the spinning suplex, but he reverses into the cradle shock. But Petey Williams reversing out with the feet on the ropes. 2 count only with the feet on the ropes. Marty Rubacabra receiving a complaint by Petey Williams, but Petey Williams with his feet on the ropes again. 3 count. Petey Williams comes away with a cheap victory over Chris Sabin, and now Petey Williams could very well be the very next naturalized American citizen here in PWG. And after the underhanded, or some might say underhanded, some might say intelligent victory by Petey Williams over Chris Sabin, we are on to our 3rd match of the evening. And these two men, no strangers to one another either. You know, it seems to be a theme, well, not all the way through the night, but in the last match and then in this match again. And Christopher Daniels, the fallen angel, taking on Frankie Kazarian, the future Frankie Kazarian. And these two men have, you know, they've been fixtures in the Southern California wrestling scene for, you know, some six or 7 years now. And, you know, now have gone different paths in their career, but both men finding tremendous success in each of their own ways.
That's right, and Frankie Kazarian, you know, he's a staple of PWG. The first champion. He's had many opportunities to go elsewhere, and chose, you know, we still have him here in PWG, and we're glad to have him, as with Chris Daniels. He's just fantastic. Both these men are fantastic wrestlers, and
that's very true. And you know, you brought up that Frankie Kazarian was the first ever PWG champion. Christopher Daniels has not yet held gold here in PWG, and that has to be something that weighs on his mind, whether consciously or not. And you know, I think a victory here over Frankie Kazarian would prove to not only the fans but to Christopher Daniels himself that Frankie Kazarian saying that is that's what Christopher Daniels' boss is like, but I can't remember seeing Dino Winwood do those moves.
No.
I might be talking about something else.
Yes.
But
Chris Daniels has actually held gold, but it's the X Division title.
Not a PWG.
But not a PWG title. That has eluded him so far.
It has indeed, and so I think that that might a pantomime contest has broken out here in a wrestling match, and that is something that we haven't seen before. Only in PWG, as they say, or as we say, we say it from now on.
Well, much like Electric Boogaloo, it's basically we're trying to. There's a lot of showing up here.
A lot of showmanship.
That's right.
That seems to be the theme so far of this match. That the showmanship is what's important, and things may take a different turn down the line, right? With somebody like Jack Evans and El Generico. Wow! Now Frankie Kazarian
doing the Playgirl pose, I believe. Not that I would know anything about that.
That was triple X rated, I think.
Yes.
Not XXX, but just triple X rated.
Wow.
Yeah. And so that's triple X. Who's the name of Christian Daniels? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I actually don't know. I have to plead ignorance.
We'll just state it as fact.
All right.
And now, but the thing seems to be getting underway here as the collar and elbow tie up. Both men targeting it very hard, but Daniels trying to back Frank Kazarian into the corner. Frank Kazarian, though, trying to reverse things on Daniels. But now Daniels breaking up, going for the semi-clean break. And he might have gotten a little bit of Frank Kazarian's hair gel here. And using it to his advantage, Christopher Daniels, not as follicularly challenged as some people may think.
Did you say he found a hair on
oh my God, he did! He did find a hair on Christopher Daniels' head, and so.
But it might be Rick's.
I'm not sure, but that one hair though, with all that gel that has transferred from Frank Kazarian's hair to Christopher Daniels, that one hair could have been very stylishly positioned, but no longer, as that hair is no longer residing on Christopher Daniels' head. As these two men trade arm drags, not willing to go any further than that though, because as soon as they start trading moves, somebody has to come out on the losing end, and neither man, I think, is ready to be in a position of disadvantage here this early in this match.
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, Chris Sabin and Petey were trained by the same man.
Yes, that's true.
Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian also trained at the same facility with PWG.
For many years, yes, they did. And now, like you said, these two men have gone their separate ways in the world of professional wrestling, no longer training together. But these two men are, they are fixtures on the independent wrestling scene in Southern California and throughout the world. And so these two men have met in the ring many, many times ever since they stopped training together. And I think that is almost as important as seeing each other on a day-to-day basis or a weekly basis, because you get to see. Rather than see the steady progression of somebody, you get to see how far they've gone in that period of time since you last saw them, and you get to compare that to your own leaps and growths as a wrestler.
Right, and it's funny, like their roads started together and then broke apart, and now they're right back to PWG.
It's very true. Indeed, it's like a Jack Carroll.
Yes.
Jack Carroll.
Do you think that any of our fans would know any of the works of Jack Carroll? Wow. Deep in thought right there.
That's right. Contemplation. And as Frank Kazarian has to be in contemplation now as Christopher Daniels forcing him down to the mat, placing his foot on the back of Kazarian's knee, forcing him to bend at the knee and go down a little quicker than Frank Kazarian may have liked. But Kazarian worked his way back up to a vertical base and now has a side headlock applied to Christopher Daniels, working over the head and neck of Christopher Daniels with that side headlock. Daniels though working his way back up, placing the butt of his palm underneath Frank Kazarian's jaw and forcing him back into the ropes, shooting him off the ropes, and now leapfrogs up and over with the big hip toss on Frankie Kazarian. Now going up, but Frankie Kazarian with those boots to the face of Christopher Daniels, arm drag by Daniels, goes up and down. Frankie Kazarian goes with the body slam from Daniels. Almost a flashing elbow, shades of Keiji Muto. But Christopher Daniels just lands a solid elbow across the chest of Frankie Kazarian, and now after a third or fourth arm drag, I've lost count at this point, is now in control of this match. And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, Disco Machine. These two men know each other so well. They know that one slip-up or one mistake could cost them dearly, and that is evidenced by Frank Kazarian's position in this match.
Absolutely, and Frank Kazarian, those Antonio Banderas dashing looks will only get him so far. I mean, when you're in the ring with Christopher Daniels, it's throw all that out the window. It's all about mat wrestling, and Chris Daniels has it down and really grinding that knee into those grizzled good looks.
Reversing the arm drag attempt by Frankie Kazarian, Christopher Daniels held on like a Gila monster or a pit bull or some sort of tenacious animal, and is just working over that, just wrenching that shoulder and elbow of Frank Kazarian. Kazarian again trying to fight up to a vertical base, maybe rethinking things, not going to go for the arm drag again since Daniels had such success holding on. Kazarian backing Daniels into the ropes, forcing the break. Now Daniels reversing the Irish whip attempt by Frank Kazarian. throwing Kazarian off, but Kazarian with the kip up and the arm drag, a second arm drag, a Japanese-style arm drag, a drop toe hold from Frankie Kazarian. He goes through into the side headlock. Beautiful, beautiful counter maneuvers by Frankie Kazarian here in this match.
Absolutely, and the crowd really eating it up. Rick Knox right there asking Christopher Daniels if he wants to give up. Now really wrenching back on the head and back area, and Chris Daniels has to be feeling that.
Now, would that be considered tapping with his foot?
That's a very interesting point. Someone say that might be, but it's probably just a natural reaction.
As we
Chris Daniels probably isn't even doing that. He doesn't even
one count only for Christopher Daniels, but yeah, as we saw in the first match, Rick Knox apparently a bit of a stickler for the rules, and I'm not saying that he will be rewarded financially for being a stickler, but he may receive some sort of windfall, some sort of bonus. And so I think Rick Knox knows how to play the game here, and Christopher Daniels knows how to play the game as he fires Frankie Kazarian off the ropes, going for that big knife edge chop. But Christopher Daniels telegraphs the back body drop attempt, and now Kazarian going for a cross body, but taking Daniels down to the floor. Both men crashing hard here on the outside, and now both men just laid out. Christopher Daniels may have smacked his bandaged head on the floor, perhaps rattling him a little bit, and not allowing him to get back up as quickly as he may like.
Which begs the question: why is that head bandaged? What, he may have had a match earlier.
I'll tell you why it's bandaged, this machine. Because Christopher Daniels is on the receiving end of I believe a muscle buster on the chair from Samoa Joe. And now Frank Kazarian putting on the brakes, slapping the post, perhaps playing possum here for Christopher Daniels. But yes, Christopher Daniels was on the receiving end of a highly brutal assault from Samoa Joe, and just weeks ago or days ago, and very quick to recuperate, but he cannot be functioning at 100%. And now Daniels thinking, his back was turned, thinking that Frank Kazarian is out on the floor, and now Kazarian
wants to win by countout, I think, here.
Sliding in as Daniels' back is turned with the schoolboy. He hooks the leg, 1, 2, 2 count as Daniels is able to kick out, and that jumping high kick from Frankie Kazarian.
Right in that bandaged head.
Leveling Christopher Daniels, 2 count again for Frankie Kazarian. Kazarian, though, just has the upper hand at this point of the match after playing possum for Christopher Daniels. Now going for the wave of the future, ducking under the clothesline, spinning through into the swinging neck breaker. Great counter wrestling by Frankie Kazarian. 2 count again, says Rick Knox, and Frankie Kazarian, though, in firm control of this match, all after that very clever ploy on the outside. This finisher.
That's right, and it's all about outsmarting your opponent, especially when how seasoned both these veterans are. To trick a Christopher Daniels like that, it's actually a very accomplished feat for Frankie Kazarian.
Would you say that Frankie Kazarian telling Daniels that he is not cool, but Frankie Kazarian uncoolly, his crotch finding a home to the bottom turnbuckle as Christopher Daniels reversed out of that double dropkick in the corner attempt. And now jumping knee from Daniels to Kazarian, hit him straight in the sternum, knocking Kazarian back, hooks the leg, 2 count only. I was making the point, but I was interrupted by this fast-paced action disco machine. But whatever it was, I'm sure it was a brilliant point. And I believe we can just agree on that.
That's right.
Now Daniels back in control of this match. And, I think he's
got the Angel's wing. He's going
for it. Oh! Not quite an enziguri, a gamenguri, a front face kick from Frankie Kazarian in that, I believe, hit Daniels right on that bandaged portion of his head. And now Frankie Kazarian charging at Christopher Daniels, going through the legs and sweeps out the boots of Christopher Daniels. Now Daniels down it. Springboard, or not springboard, but pullover DDT from Frankie Kazarian. Daniels.
This might do it.
Daniels is in a very, very bad situation here.
1, 2.
2 counters. Christopher Daniels is able to kick out.
Come on, Knox.
Frank Kazarian questioning Knox's his counting speed. But, I think Rick Knox, much like Fox News, Fox, very similar, very fair and balanced as Rick Knox.
That's right, and PWG is like Rupert Murdoch. Big bucks.
Countering the up and over from Frank Kazarian, or from Christopher Daniels. Frank Kazarian going for the Japanese suplex. but
Rock bottom?
Rock bottom was not, yeah, but whatever it is, it's the setup for the best moonsault ever. Oh, but Frank Kazarian knows that too. You know, holding on to the ankle of Christopher Daniels, but Daniels pushing off Kazarian with both boots, and now with the forearm to the face of Christopher Daniels, staggering Daniels back into the corner. Now Daniels reversing the Irish whip attempt from Frankie Kazarian, now sending Daniels up to the top rope as Daniels went for a swinging DDT possibly, and now Daniels prone on the top rope as Frankie Kazarian could be going for the flux capacitor. We've seen him do it many times, and this match would have to be over if he did hit the flux capacitor, but Daniels had to know it was coming, and using his headbutt, perhaps that's not the wisest thing, those headbutts on Frankie Kazarian as Daniels up to the top rope, going for the crossbody, but Frankie reverses, hooks the leg, 3 count, that is it. Frankie Kazarian reversing the crossbody attempt, hooking the leg and coming up with a big victory here over the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels.
Now, for those fans who may not have been paying attention when they entered the building, Top Gun Talwar was working the ticket window tonight. Hey, and Hook Bomberry, I don't even know what Hook Bomberry is, but that's how important. Have been suspended from All-Star Weekend to Electric Boogaloo for violations of the PWG drug policy. There will be no title match for Gunning for Hookers tonight. That were here earlier and saw my decisive victory over TJ Perkins and Romero. Please. You know that tomorrow night, myself and Disco Machine will steamroll these two and take all that respect, son. I got a ball right tonight. You know what? Hey, I'll take it tomorrow night. I don't need my pants all up tonight. But when I came backstage, I saw Dino Winwood. Dino Winwood had a match tonight against Joey Ryan, Scott Loft, and Chris Loft. And I looked into his eyes, and I saw the fear of God in his eyes. And I said, Dino, now that Gunning for Hookers have been suspended, what's the match tonight? And he looked at me with a vacant 1,000-mile stare and just shrugged his shoulders. So I said, Dino, you know what? Tonight, I'm the boss, applesauce. So not only is this match non-title, this match will feature 2 men, handpicked by myself, to soften you 2 suckers up for us tomorrow night. The first man coming to the ring has been the subject of some disrespect from you. But this kid is a tough up-and-comer from Monrovia, California. His name is Ronin. Now, that's it. Hey, you shut up. Do not hurt. Call this man Hello Kitty. I don't know how to do that. Will you disrespect this man? Now, not to say that I don't have faith in Ronin, which I do. But I made a special phone call, and I got the mystery participant for tomorrow night to to show up to the nines. And acting commissioner, these are the lights I take for you fans. I think I deserve a round of applause. So the man that will be Ron's partner tonight is a man that knows Super Dragon better than I myself or even Super Dragon knows Super Dragon. He is a man originally from the Republic of the Philippines, formerly residing in San Diego, California, then Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, now re-residing in San Diego, California. It is none other than Dino!
And now, after consulting Dino Winwood, we found out that gunning for hookers, Top Guntola and Hook Bomberry were suspended for violations of the PWG drug policy, and therefore they needed 2 men to wrestle for PWG Tag Team Champions Davey Richards and Super Dragon, due to Dino Woodward's preoccupation with his match later on in the evening. You know, I consulted with him backstage. I said, who's going to wrestle the champs tonight? You know what I mean? And Dino, he couldn't be bothered. You know, he was so nervous and so ill at ease with his big match tonight that he couldn't be bothered. And so he put me in charge. Oh, Super Dragon just jumping Ronin at the bell, and Ronin getting his wrist stuck in a very painful looking predicament in the ropes. A shot to the chest of Ronin, and Super Dragon and Davey Richards going to work here on Ronin and Debo early in the match. But anyway, I consulted with Dino Winwood. He let me choose who would wrestle Super Dragon and Davey Richards in this non-title affair, and I picked the 2 men that I trusted could soften. Davey Richards with a dive on the outside on B-Boy, but I picked 2 men who I thought could soften up Richards and Super Dragon adequately enough for us to come away with a victory tomorrow night, and that was Ronin and B-Boy. Ronin, of course, trained by Super Dragon and B-Boy, knowing Super Dragon better than Super Dragon's own mother. And oddly enough, Super Dragon was born in a cave in Central Europe and hatched out of an egg.
Wow, even I didn't know that. I was as close to Super Dragon as you could get at one time, but I never knew that.
Yeah, I just recently found that out. I saw his birth certificate.
Wow.
Look, you can find anything.
They actually have papers and he was hatched?
Yeah.
Wow. That was amazing.
And now Super Dragon and Davey Richards just beating the tar out of Ronin.
Out of the red bag of milk.
That's right. And Davey Richards, he's come a very, very long way in a very short time. Davey Richards good word.
Maybe Ronin would not like to be in this match anymore. You know, it's first time. It's a non-title match, actually.
But it's a very big opportunity for Ronin
to make a name for himself. But I'm sure that he doesn't want to be in this match anymore.
And where's B-Boy? Where is B-Boy?
He's nowhere.
An excellent question. Super Dragon Ronin on the outside, and for some reason setting up the chair. I'm not sure why, but who are we to question Super Dragon, I guess?
Maybe Super Dragon, a fan of feng shui, might be just arranging the room.
And now just throwing bottles of water at Ronin, and Super Dragon just taking Ronin to task.
Oh, and now Ronin coming right back. Oh! Super Dragon, Ultra Dick, supreme here in PWG, and I tell you what.
You know what? I think B-Boy just doesn't want to get near this.
B-Boy went back to Philly, I think. Oh no, he's in the corner waiting for the tag. What an asshole. Who's the bigger dick? Who's the bigger dick here? Super Dragon or B-Boy for not helping out?
Perhaps I was wrong in my picking of B-Boy for this match, because all that I've seemed to have gotten done is gotten Ronin beaten up.
You might have got Ronin killed here.
It'll be on my head. Ronin's family might be able to sue me for reparations if he dies.
Well, oh my god. Oh, and now Super Dragon doesn't want to tag in. He says he's done enough work.
Telling Davey Richards to keep on Ronin. And Ronin,
Super Dragon a dick to his own partner as
Ronin
well.
has desperately got to be wishing for a tag. And Davey Richards hitting a beautiful dropkick on the big man. And B-Boy coming in to break up the pinfall attempt. Marty Rubalcaba telling B-Boy to stay out of the ring. B-Boy not looking too happy with his partner Ronin here in this match, hoping that Ronin might be able to hold his own a little more for his side of the team, hold up his end of the bargain, as it were.
And now they're going to go to work on Ronin here, as if they haven't worked on him enough.
Ronin is like the house with 20 stories. They just keep adding on and adding on, and unfortunately, he's just going to fall down and just collapse one day.
Ronin reminds me of a big red tackling dummy. With you just keep on pushing him back, and then he just sits there, and you just go right back to him. It's ridiculous. Now Super Dragon
disrespecting B-Boy, and B-Boy just not too concerned with matters, and Marty Rubalcaba just trying to keep things as civil as possible in this match. And
with Super Dragon in there, it's never going to be civil. And Davey Richards, his intensity is just off the charts. And now Davey Richards, just clubbing Ronin, now whipping Ronin in, but he reverses. Well, Ronin gets up.
B-Boy helping out his partner, getting the knee up on Davey Richards. And Ronin with a backbreaker on Richards. Now Ronin making his way over to the corner, and B-Boy is inside the ring legally for the first time in this match.
And now B-Boy, now he's going to go to work on Davey Richards' chest. A big knife-edge chop, and really wants Super Dragon in there. Maybe getting Super Dragon out of his game plan right there. But no, B-Boy knows exactly what he's doing right here.
Getting Marty Rubalcaba, using Marty Rubalcaba to his advantage, forcing Marty to keep out Super Dragon, and B-Boy going to work on Davey Richards. Now B-Boy, taunting Super Dragon right back as Richards kicks out at one of that suplex attempt. And
just begging Super Dragon to get in there.
B-Boy just talking smack to Super Dragon, and now the snapmare from B-Boy. That kick to the back. Davey Richards, though, is displeased. A snapmare from Davey Richards. A kick to the back of B-Boy. And B-Boy, a look of displeasure written all over his face as well. What is this? Those hard knife-edge chops from B-Boy. And now B-Boy has Richards set up. Another kick to the back. Richards back up to his feet. And now, snapmares B-Boy. These two men just trading shots. A high kick that time, catching B-Boy maybe in the back of the head. But B-Boy is unhappy, Disco Machine. Unhappy.
Now B-Boy, God, look at these exchanges. God, elbows, 3 elbows by Davey Richards, now whipping B-Boy in, reverses, B-Boy up and over, sunset flip by Davey Richards, B-Boy rolls through.
Fakes the dropkick, goes for the spell, and hits the enziguri on Richards as he steps up. Smart wrestling from B-Boy, and that's the experience edge shining through for B-Boy. Richards, the rookie, I believe only a year of experience underneath his belt, already having wrestled some of the biggest names here in PWG, but now facing a very tough challenge from ring veteran B-Boy. Ronin, a relative newcomer to professional wrestling as well, but also having an experienced edge on Davey Richards. And now with those knife-edge chops, Davey Richards in a very bad situation. The roles of Ronin and Richards have reversed in this match, and now Richards being choked on the ropes by Ronin. Marty Rubalcaba telling Ronin to break it up, and now Ronin with that stomp to the back of Davey Richards. And the team of Ronin and Richards Ronin and B-Boy going to work on Richards in this match. Very, very smart to keep Super Dragon out of the ring.
That's right, and I was going to say earlier that B-Boy really wants Super Dragon in there and wants to take some revenge, but he really, he's been away for a long time here from PWG. I don't think he knows the reputation that Davey Richards got, but we all know the reputation of Super Dragon, and we just saw it right there.
But Ronin letting go for a second, but grabbing onto that stretch plum on Davey Richards and just cranking him. You can see Richards' his head is perpendicular to the rest of his body, and now inching his way over to the ropes, and finally getting his foot underneath, breaking the plane of the bottom rope, forcing the rope break. And now Ronin with a slap on Davey Richards.
You don't want to rile Davey Richards up. I'm sorry, Ronin. That's a mistake.
Davey Richards,
obviously.
those slaps to the face, and Ronin cutting Richards off with that knee to the midsection. Oh no, Richards reverses. Oh, that high kick on Ronin, taking him off of his feet, and now Richards down, trying to regain his senses after being slapped silly by Ronin, but Richards doing a little bit of a slapping of his own, and now seems to be on the offensive here in this match after that high spinning kick on Ronin, and now Richards pulling Ronin over to the corner, tagging in Super Dragon, and this could be the kata. Oh! And now Ronin is just laid out across the knees of Richards. Super Dragon up high and down low with that vicious double foot stomp on Ronin as Davey Richards assisting with the legs. Two count only as Ronin is able to kick out.
Oh, Ronin, I'm sorry, Excalibur. You may have fed Ronin to the lions here.
Well, don't blame me. They don't necessarily have to win this match. I think a serious injury to either one of these competitors would suffice. And if it takes sacrifice. Oh, the chop to the face from Super Dragon. If it takes sacrificing Ronin to have an injury to Super Dragon, I think that's a fair trade.
Wow.
Would you agree?
Well, in a war, there's always casualties. You always have to figure that in. Would
you say that Ronin is the Michael J. Fox of this casualties of war?
Okay, I know it's a very bad impression, by the way.
You weren't shaking and stuttering enough. Retarded. Anyway.
We're so much better than everyone.
And now Ronin rolling back into the ring to break up the 20 count from Marty Rubalcaba. And Super Dragon, B-Boy on the ring apron instructing Ronin to fight. And Super Dragon just
nonchalant. But wait a minute, Ronin with balls of steel, just coming right back after that.
Now Super Dragon picks him up, back suplex, driving Ronin down hard to the mat. And Super Dragon now knocking B-Boy off the ring apron. B-Boy coming into the ring, but Marty Rubalcaba instructing him to stay out. And Ronin is again just being taken advantage of here by Super Dragon and Davey Richards.
Unbelievable.
There was a rash of child abuse cases here in Southern California. I'm not sure you heard about it, just from this show.
I wasn't involved.
But I'm glad to hear that. But Ronin was actually granted custody of all the abused children because it was found that he could not beat anybody. Thank you very much. And now Ronin, B-Boy with the dropkick on Super Dragon, with Super Dragon ever so tenacious, and now just going to work on Ronin, just sticking with the full Nelson. We had a name for it a couple months ago. I think it was the leg Nelson.
Yeah, I think it was.
But the legs behind the head submission. The leg Nelson, I guess.
Leg Nelson.
Ronin getting his foot over the bottom rope. Marty Rubalcaba administering the 5 count to break it up. Since Rick Knox's decision earlier in the evening, we've seen the refs become a little more lenient. I think they sense the displeasure of the fans by having the rules so strictly enforced and interpreted that they may be playing things a little fast and loose here. And that's, for Ronin, that's not such a good thing.
No.
But for Dragon and Richards, that's a great thing, because that means that they get to take advantage of that 5 count and just inflict so much more punishment on Ronin. And Ronin clutching his head is... Richards saying, "Damn, you're fat," to Ronin. And while it is true that Ronin could afford to lose a couple of pounds, it's not as nice. And I think the physical beating is quite is just as bad as the verbal beating that Ronin is taking in this match.
Well, a lot of people, they work their body. If they'll do like boxing classes and stuff like that. Ronin likes to get the shit beat out of them in matches to lose weight, which is a very interesting approach.
I think he's the first of his kind in the world.
He's a trailblazer.
He is. He's and with the very nearly the colors of the Portland Trailblazers, which is an interesting coincidence. And now Super Dragon just again nonchalantly slapping Ronin, but Ronin giving it back in kind. Super Dragon ducks the elbow attempt by Ronin, sweeping out the legs. He's got him hooked for the curb stomp, and B-Boy just doing nothing. And now Davey Richards, again, forcing kind of B-Boy to come into the match.
Oh, sick.
Brutal curve shot from Super Dragon on Ronin. And, you know, I think if you were to go back and retell the story of this match, it would be the story of the last 20 minutes of Ronin's life.
Wow, this is terrible. This is you know, I hope, you know, I pray to, you know, Allah, Jesus, everybody, that nobody dies in a PWG ring. But Ronin might be the first.
You know what? At this point, I hope that Davey Richards turns his ankle coming into the ring, because I don't think Ronin is going to do anything to inflict any sort of damage on either Super Dragon or Davey Richards. And if he doesn't get B-Boy tagged into this match, this is just going to be a lopsided shellacking.
Oh, but
B-Boy a step quicker, but now just allowing Ronin to be taken advantage of and made fun of. But, Ronin slapping Dragon in the face. He's seen it too many times, and now pulling Dragon back into the ring. DDT! Spike DDT by Ronin. You know, I spoke a bit too soon, as now Ronin seems to be in charge, and B-Boy again knocked off the ring apron, and now B-Boy, his temper is flaring as Davey Richards back into the ring with Ronin, shooting Ronin back into the corner. Davey Richards now firing Super Dragon into the corner. Super Dragon finds nothing but the ring post, and now Davey Richards elevated and elbowed by Ronin. The double E's finds its home on the face of Davey Richards, and now Ronin crawling his way over to the corner, and this is exactly what we want to see, Disco Machine. We want to see B-Boy come in here and beat the tar out of Davey Richards.
Come on, B-Boy, go!
That spinning heel kick, and now Davey Richards on the receiving end of that exploder suplex from B-Boy. And now B-Boy, he's got it. He's got the momentum. He's got Richards in the corner. Oh, jeez. Good night, Gracie.
This could be it.
1, 2. Juke on his Super Dragon. Very narrowly slides into the ring to break up the pinfall attempt from B-Boy. B-Boy and Super Dragon locking eyes. This is their very first showdown here in this match. What could we be seeing here? These two men know each other so well, Disco Machine, and now just squaring off here in the center of the ring.
They've had so many matches. There's so much history here. And B-Boy and Super Dragon trading out right in the middle of the ring.
Trading chops, trading elbows. Now Dragon running off the ropes. B-Boy ducks under the clothesline attempt. Dragon blocks the palm thrust, goes for the walking katana, but B-Boy rolls through, hits the low drop kick, going for the Shining Wizard. Super Dragon, though, ducks the Shining Wizard, rolls B-Boy through, and gets him in the STF. Very, very smart wrestling by Super Dragon. It just goes to show how well scouted he has him. And now Ronin applying, in the crippler crossface from Davey Richards. Davey Richards applying the submission hold to Ronin. It seems the team of Ronin and B-Boy is in a very, very bad way here in this match.
And B-Boy needs to get to the ropes. He seems like he doesn't know where he's at. Those eyes are covered. He could be anywhere. But Davey Richards also with the crippler crossface.
But out of instinct, B-Boy just lunges for the ropes and happens to find something, forcing Super Dragon to break it up. And I believe Davey Richards breaking the crippler crossface as well on Ronin. But now Dragon back in control of this match, in control of B-Boy. And now B-Boy, though I spoke too soon, reversing. And now Ronin in control of Davey Richards. And now Ronin and B-Boy have Davey Richards and Super Dragon up, and dual Death Valley drivers from Ronin and B-Boy. The first semblance of teamwork that we have seen from these two men thus far in this match, and it could not have come at a better time, Disco Machine.
All four men in the ring being counted. The only man standing is referee Marty Chupacabra. And now Ronin seems to be getting to his knees first. Also B-Boy. Could there be a cover involved here? No. Ronin seems like he's going to go for something else.
He's picking up Davey Richards, and now going for that powerbomb, that stuffed powerbomb we've seen Ronin use in the past. An extremely vicious maneuver. Going for the clothesline. Davey Richards going for that tiger suplex, and B-Boy giving Super Dragon a reverse DDT on the ring apron, and Ronin with two back elbows and a big front elbow. And now Davey Richards out on the floor. Ronin getting ready to maybe risk life and limb.
Oh my God.
But now doesn't want to give it to the fans as Davey Richards getting back up, and now Ronin gonna maybe suplex, bring bring Davey Richards back into the ring the hard way, as it said.
And lifting him up for that suplex, but a headbutt by Davey Richards.
Headbutt by Davey Richards.
And now he's going to suplex him out.
Now Richards looking to suplex Ronin on the floor, but the knee to the face of Ronin, and now going for the shoulder to the midsection. Richards rolls over, and now coming at Ronin. Ronin throws the clothesline. Ronin blocks the elbow, receives a kick to the midsection, and a kick to the leg, and another kick to the midsection. Now Davey Richards, the Yakuza kick to the side of the head. Big German suplex on Ronin. 1, 2 count only as Ronin is able to kick out. Now B-Boy making his way back into the ring, going behind the back of Richards. Richards didn't see it coming as B-Boy is back into the ring. He's got the advantage, and now swinging neck breaker with the arm interlocked, and now Davey Richards in a very bad situation as B-Boy going for the cross special brainbuster. We've seen him win many a match with that before, Disco, and now Super Dragon, though, knew it was coming as well. And now B-Boy again going for the palm thrust. Super Dragon flipping B-Boy up and over, rolling through, pulls on, he's got him in the Dragon Sleeper, Disco Machine. The Dragon Sleeper, Super Dragon just holding on. He's got B-Boy's arms hooked. He's cranking back with the Dragon Sleeper, and Ronin with a boot to the face of Super Dragon. And now Ronin, that swinging brainbuster from, that twisting brainbuster from Ronin on Super Dragon. It's doesn't get great elevation with that maneuver, but it's enough for Super Dragon's body to just come crashing down on the top of his head. And that's all that really matters, is now Ronin is catching his breath after receiving that vicious German suplex from Davey Richards, and that twisting brainbuster, desperation maneuver from Ronin. But now Ronin regaining his senses and coming back into control of Super Dragon. Now calling for the clothesline. Not a lot of intensity there, but blocking. Big palm thrust from B-Boy. Big clothesline from Davey Richards. Big clothesline from Ronin, and an even bigger clothesline from Super Dragon. I started to say it, Disco Machine. I questioned myself, but then it turned out I was right. Super Dragon just leveled Ronin with that clothesline. Ronin has probably a good 30 or 40 pounds on Super Dragon, with Super Dragon able to hit him and knock him around like just like a feather in the wind is how hard Super Dragon hit him. And now Richards shooting B-Boy into the corner. B-Boy reverses. Richards, though, gets his foot up, going for a swing DDT, but B-Boy reversing, sending Richards out to the floor. And now Super Dragon with a German suplex on B-Boy. 2 count only as B-Boy is able to kick out. Richards may have jammed his leg as he fell to the floor, and that could be exactly what we needed, Disco Machine.
Absolutely.
B-Boy having the presence of mind to throw Davey Richards to the floor after reversing that swing DDT. The double stomps to the head, and now the dive on Ronin. Davey Richards hitting the forearm to Ronin to stun him, and Super Dragon finishing things off, diving at diving at Ronin and taking him out, and now almost like an Emerald Frozen on B-Boy. 2 counters, B-Boy somehow able to kick out after that double stomp and that twisting suplex-ish looking pile driver by Davey Richards. And now Richards deferring to Super Dragon and calling Super Dragon back into the match, and now calling for the Psycho Driver. This could be it. If he gets the Psycho Driver on B-Boy, this is it, Disco Machine. Now he's got him up for it, and now B-Boy in a very bad situation, but B-Boy landing on his feet. Shining Wizard. This is it, Disco Machine. He covers. 1, 2 count, but Davey Richards comes in to break up the 3 count fall for B-Boy after the Shining Wizard, and now hooking the arms. This is a move
the Tiger Driver.
Very familiar to myself, the Tiger Driver 98. But B-Boy, he's got him up. Cross special brainbuster. Vicious.
Can he cover? But no, Ronin's right there.
Ronin back into the ring. Here we see stuffed powerbomb. This is it. 1, 2 count, but Richards somehow able to kick out of that vicious stuffed powerbomb by Ronin. And the impactfulness of the moves in this match, Disco Machine, making me cringe. And
But it also makes me happy.
It makes me happy, and it makes me glad that we're not wrestling the Davey Richards and Super Dragon tonight. It makes me happy that we're wrestling them tomorrow night after they have such a hard-hitting encounter with Ronin and B-Boy.
Ronin almost with the biggest victory of his entire career.
Ronin looked like he was going for a Death Valley driver off of the middle rope on Davey Richards. But now Super Dragon's got Ronin up in powerbomb position. Lung blower! The powerbomb lung blower combination. And Davey Richards clutching his knee as he goes out to the floor. But that could
Nobody can cover off that. Davey Richards.
He's hooking the leg. 1, 2 count. Oh my God, that would have been it had he covered immediately. But that all goes back to that swinging DDT countered by B-Boy when he threw Davey Richards out to the floor. Davey Richards jamming his knee and now paying the price with that lung blower. And now B-Boy countering Davey Richards. Davey Richards going for the shooting star press on Ronin, but B-Boy having the presence of mind to counter that. And now Super Dragon, he's got B-Boy up. Psycho Driver on top of Ronin. Oh my God! Shooting star press from Davey Richards. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! Ronin and B-Boy very nearly had this match won, but I think that injury to the knee of Davey Richards is enough for us to go in tomorrow night and take the PWG tag titles from Davey Richards and Super Dragon. And here we have an encounter between two fan favorites, Jack Evans and El Generico, the generic luchador. And, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find more than 50% of the building rooting for either man. And, it's just, this is the kind of matchup that makes crowds hate PWG because they don't know who to cheer for.
That's right, and you would think that there's a contrast in styles here, but actually their styles are quite similar.
Quite similar. El Generico, a practitioner of the Lucha Libre style of wrestling, that is, where a large majority of the high-flying in professional wrestling had originated. And Jack Evans, of course, as you see right there, known for his high-flying, his acrobatic ability, and most importantly, his daring do, his ability, or his willingness to risk life and limb, all for the entertainment of the fans, and actually for the entertainment of the fans, and all for the purpose of winning a match. Jack Evans knows. Jack Evans saying there's one more thing that Cali needs, and I believe Cali.
This is Electric Boogaloo.
It is, as Jack Evans just going all out here on the first night of All-Star Weekend, getting back up to his feet, and El Generico maybe a bit shocked by this display of Jack Evans. Jack Evans is a bit leery to lock up, and El Generico, I think, just wants to get down to the rest. Oh wait, maybe not. El Generico doing a little bit of a shucking and jiving and shuffle. Oh,
look at this!
Unbelievable display of.
Wow, you really showed him up? Damn! Wow, he's. Well, maybe you got it.
The fans crying, you're chanting, you got served at Jack Evans. And now, Jack Evans, what is this? Unbelievable, Jack Evans. This is no longer a wrestling match. This is a feature-length film about breakdancing.
Unbelievable.
And now Jack Evans, he just cannot believe what he did here in the center of the ring. And I don't think the fans can believe it either, Disco.
Well, you know what? We called it All-Star Weekend 2, Electric Boogaloo, and it is living up to its billing right here in this match.
Indeed it is. As now El Generico a bit down on himself because he knows that in his heart, I think he knows that he can't match Jack Evans.
No, exactly. Is there any breakdancing in Mexico?
There's breaking and entry in Mexico, but not breakdancing.
I'm sure the cops break it up right away.
And El Generico, I think this display here at the beginning of the match may have cast. Oh no! What was I talking about? Who am I to
M. Here's the worm. Wow!
He's just El Generico. Wow! Oh way! incredible dancing display from El Generico.
Generico, a little bit late, about 3 years late, watching the old WWF or WWE tapes.
Indeed, he is. But the fact remains that El Generico did, I believe, serve Jack Evans.
Yes.
And that's
served some chips and sauce.
That's all that's important in a wrestling match. Is to just make your opponent look bad, not to
always make him look bad.
Not to win the match, not to win championships, or not to visit the pay window,
right?
But to just make your opponent look bad.
Well, I like to say, God forbid you lose a match. You or myself, single match or a tag team match. If you look better than your opponents, physically, aesthetically, I think we're only winners in the war.
That's why next month we're wrestling Haystacks and handicap. Actually,
we're gonna dig him up and we're gonna wrestle him.
Well, and we're wrestling his decomposed corpse.
All right.
And so obviously we will win the beauty contest.
So that's the way we plan our matches.
Yeah.
We
talked to Dino and what he asked us. Who would you like a shot at? And we're like,
exactly. And we like to hang out with ugly people because it makes us
look better by comparison.
Right.
I mean, we're already 10s as it is. We might as well add 2 zeros to that. That's 10,000.
You know what? I like to say we're 11 because there's no zero in our looks. I don't even want to be associated with zeros.
I made a joke and I said, might as well add 2 zeros to that, and then I said 10,000. Yeah. But you were already going on to your joke, and then so they didn't really match up. That's okay.
It's stereo comedy. You can listen to either channel.
That's right. And Jack Evans now trying to prevent El Generico from changing the channel as he goes for that cross arm breaker, but Generico hanging on for dear life because he knows that if that cross arm breaker is applied, that could be it for him. Even with somebody as Jack Evans, who's not used to being down on the mat like this, is still able to put a hurting on somebody if he does apply something like that cross arm breaker, like a vicious submission maneuver like that.
Now, Jack Evans getting inside, getting out of that, getting his head squeezed by the legs. It's in a very precarious position. And I'd like to send a special shout out to Jack Evans' shoes, the Puma Ferrari shoes. I'm a big fan of Puma, and anybody who would like to send me a pair of Pumas, size 10. Thank you. A blatant cry to the fans to give me Puma gear.
Do you think you're going to get a single shoe, let alone a pair of
No,
shoes?
you know what? I did the same thing in Japan when I loved a special drink. Evan-san put that on his blog, and fans would bring me that special drink.
Yeah, but you know what? That's going to show that some fans. Oh, Jack Evans just
slipping on a banana peel.
And now El Generico throwing clothes on Jack Evans, reversing the hip toss attempt, going up for the Hurricane Rana, but El Generico pantsing Jack Evans, and then a backbreaker for his trouble. But you know what? The fans in Japan, fans are different. Fans in America are very different because the fans in Japan are civilized.
Oh my God! Wow, I didn't know the difference. I couldn't tell the difference.
Not to say that the fans in America are the unwashed masses that we always portray them to be.
Right.
But they are a very large percent of them are unwashed.
Okay, I understand. But I thought I'd put that.
No, it's quite all right.
Put it out anyway.
Yeah, it's a good try. Anybody that wants to send me an Xbox 360, I'll say. Because not that I really want it. Not a lot of good games coming out at first, but it's always nice to have something new. And El Generico newly placed boot to the face of Jack Evans, putting him down only for a 2 count. As Rick Knox telling Generico only a 2 count. In this type of match with Jack Evans, somebody that's coming off the top rope as much as he does, Knox may play things a little bit differently. He may be a little more lenient, and shades of Eddie Guerrero, the recently departed Eddie Guerrero. We haven't made mention of him before, but it's definitely a very, very sad event. And I'm sure that everybody and their brother has given tribute to Eddie Guerrero at this point, and rightfully so. But I'd just like to say what an influence he was on everybody in the PWG locker room. Not just the 2 men in the ring, not just myself, but I can say for certain that every single person in any facet of the wrestling business has been influenced one way or another by Eddie Guerrero, and it's a tremendous loss for the world of professional wrestling.
And not to take away from this great neck breaker by Jack Evans. Not to take away from this match, the great thing about Eddie Guerrero was that Eddie Guerrero was an amazing wrestler. He's an amazing influence on wrestling in general. But think about all your other wrestling idols like Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko. Eddie Guerrero could have a great match with all of your other idols as well. I mean, a huge loss.
Drop kick to the back by Jack Evans. El Generico kicking out at 2 though, and you know, I'm sure that we could, you know, talk about Eddie Guerrero for hours and hours, but I mean, unfortunately that's not what we're here to do today. We're here to commentate on this match, and Jack Evans bringing us back and bringing our focus back to the match as he chops El Generico. El Generico, a little bit not under the weather, but on the defensive here is Jack Evans after that flying back elbow and the crucifix pin, but the jackknife pin. I was saying I guess it's true.
That would really be amazing if you called it that. I like that a lot.
But now Jack Evans shooting El Generico to the ropes. Generico a bit dazed. Jack Evans calling boom as he elbows El Generico, goes over the top rope to the floor. Generico staggers out, and now going for a foot stomp on Generico. Generico ducks under, catching the leg of Jack Evans, and a chop to Jack Evans' chest, and taking him out as Rick Knox leaps over the prone body of Jack Evans.
The nimble Rick Knox.
Very nimble. He's Knox-y nimble.
Knox-y quick.
You know, I would like Rick Knox to have a segment here in PWG called Knox News. Fair and balanced. I think we should add that to the website.
I completely agree.
And now El Generico going for that Yakuza kick. We've seen him use so many times before, and that Yakuza kick just levels opponents. And had he hit that Yakuza kick on Jack Evans, this match would have a very different tone. But now Evans,
what is this?
He's got El Generico up, and I'm not sure what he's doing.
God.
Is he going for a reverse swing DDT on the floor, or I don't know what he's doing, Disco Machine, but whatever it is, this is very, very dangerous. And now El Generico with an elbow to Jack Evans, and Jack Evans almost in a precipitous decline as Generico knocks him off the top rope to the floor. That huge right hand from El Generico. Jack Evans falling very awkwardly on the floor. The crowd almost in a stunned silence as Jack Evans just spilling down to the floor. And El Generico getting the crowd behind him, but I'm not sure they want to support somebody that would do such a brutal thing to Jack Evans.
I don't blame him. And now
El Generico. Oh my God! Shades of Taka Michinoku, who is a very famous Mexican cuisine fan but Japanese wrestler, as El Generico just springing from one rope to another, hitting that high top rope moonsault, and just showing Jack Evans that he's not the only one that can take it to the air in this match.
Unbelievable. And I always say that I don't want to be the show that Jack Evans actually meets his demise on, but El Generico putting life and limb on the line himself just to hit that amazing maneuver. And
but that young fan to the left of El Generico, I'm impressed.
No, couldn't care less. And,
all he wants to do is slap Petey Williams. That's all he came here for.
He wants us to bring that match back.
No, that's all he came here for, and he got it in the second match. So what's the point of sticking around?
It's no longer All-Star Weekend for him.
It's just average weekend for him. And now Jack Evans though drop kicking El Generico in the knee. El Generico getting a face full of ring apron, and as you know that outside of the ring is just the steel frame. Wheelie McJair getting out of the way as Jack Evans going for some sort of high risk maneuver, but El Generico had it well scouted, sliding back into the ring as now Jack Evans going for that high risk maneuver again. Sasuke special Hurricane Rana, almost taking out the camera. Unbelievable show of agility by Jack Evans. Incredible disco machine. Incredible as El Generico all over the place, and he is just in a heap on the floor as Jack Evans getting back up to his feet. And you can see clutching that lower back. He did have to risk quite a bit for that maneuver, but it has paid off as El Generico is just now out of it.
Unbelievable. This has to be
the fans chanting one more time at Jack Evans, but very nearly a 3 count. I don't think you would see that move one more time in Jack Evans' career, one more time.
No, and El Generico probably couldn't stand up if he was on the outside anyway. That's amazing.
And now Jack Evans shooting El Generico pillar to post with the Irish whip. And now Jack Evans setting up in the corner, going for that golden back elbow again. And now Generico set up. Jack Evans coming in, that's spinning, twisting leg lariat. It's actually a front face kick. And now Jack Evans got Generico set up. A standing Phoenix splash.
1, 2.
2 count as El Generico somehow able to kick out. The standing Phoenix splash. What a tremendous display of agility by Jack Evans. And now El Generico is in a very bad position.
Could this be the 630 that we always hear about?
This very well could be it. And he's calling for it, the 630, and now he's going up to the top. If this is the 630, this match has got to be over for El Generico.
We've never seen it in a PWG ring, that's for sure.
El Generico just with a leaping right hand for desperation, but the fans...
Brainbuster!
This could be it, the turnbuckle brainbuster. The fans sense it. The electricity of the crowd is just spreading, and now... Jack Evans reverses, picking up El Generico. Japanese Ocean Cyclone suplex. Jack Evans rolls through, covers, 2 count only, but El Generico kicks out. A very innovative pinfall attempt by Jack Evans. So many times we see the Japanese Ocean Cyclone suplex by Frankie Kazarian. He hooks the arms and he just covers. But Jack Evans actually flipping himself over to pull back on the legs for the pinfall attempt.
El Generico can't even stand up.
And Jack Evans with a stomp to the top of Generico's head, cutting the throat. I don't know what Jack Evans has in store now. I believe going for a double jumping knee on El Generico, but Generico getting his feet up and pushing Jack Evans back down across. Oh my word.
Ultra, they say. Ultra, they want to see it again.
Now he sends him to the corner and...
God. 2 times.
Jack Evans just swallowed a molar. The Michinoku driver to the 2 count. El Generico going to his knees, adding that extra bit of impact to the Michinoku driver. And Jack Evans just swallowing his teeth and maybe have to swallow his pride if El Generico gets in another offensive move, because this match will be over and El Generico will be victorious.
Unbelievable. Jack Evans. And now El Generico, he needs to hit that brainbuster. He could win this right here. But
the fans chanting, "This is awesome," but Jack Evans, I believe, would not be inclined to agree, as El Generico assaults Jack Evans with his own shoe.
Well, you use what you can, and I believe that Jack Evans has no shoes.
El Generico going for the half and half.
He may not have no head after this.
The back elbows from Jack Evans. Jack Evans catching up. Jack Evans has no shoes. He has no shoes, but it does not stop him from giving El Generico a head scissors into that middle turnbuckle. This may be the first time in PWG history that a wrestler has wrestled shoeless.
Shades of Kevin Von Erich, but with socks on.
Shades of shoeless Joe Jackson.
Wow.
Shades of the Tonga Kid with socks on.
That's right. All Samoan wrestlers everywhere on their feet, wanting Jack Evans.
In appreciation of Jack Evans.
That's right.
He is an honorary Samoan for this evening only. And now channeling the spirit of Samoa Joe with those hard elbows to the face of El Generico. Now El Generico's got Jack Evans hooked. He's got the arms hooked. Pulls him through. He's got Evans hooked. And picks him up. Beautiful Falcon arrow from El Generico.
2
count as Jack Evans kicks out. Unbelievable heart from Jack Evans, Disco Machine.
Oh my God. Jack Evans, for all of his flying maneuvers, he's grounded at this point. El Generico is really taking it to him, but he still has that little bit of effort to kick out.
He's got the heart of a champion, the heart of a lion, Disco Machine.
That's right.
The heart of Kevin Lion, who, as we all know, the former Taro, never said die until he was dead on the operating table and they had to revive him.
It's a good thing that he drank before he was pickled. He was actually okay.
And now Generico setting Evans up on top. And I cannot get over Jack Evans being shoeless, but it doesn't matter at this point because El Generico has Jack Evans set up on the top rope, going for that turnbuckle brainbuster.
He may not need shoes after this.
It would probably knock his socks off if Jack Evans were on the receiving end of the turnbuckle brainbuster. But now Evans climbing up to the top rope, and now Generico though with that jumping right hand And now going again for the turnbuckle brainbuster. Oh my God. Oh, Jack Evans reversing again. Those shots to the damaged ribs of El Generico. And now Jack Evans.
Oh no. Look at this.
Oh my God. Reverse Hurricane Rana by Jack Evans. Just shoeless Hurricane Rana by Jack Evans on El Generico. He covered 1, 2 count. Oh my God, El Generico somehow able to kick out after that reverse Hurricane Rana.
That would have put away anybody, especially with his socks. I believe there's a funk on there that cannot be imagined. And Jack Evans,
a funk of indeterminate origin, and now Jack Evans going to the top, shades of flash funk, as it were, and going for some Irish maneuver.
Oh!
But Jack Evans using the heel of his foot and pushing El Generico off, and now back oh my God!
this has to be it.
Oh
El
my God!
Generico is done.
1, 2 count
only.
El Generico kicks out shades of Bobby Quads with that backflip DDT.
And now this has
gotta be the 630. Oh, 630 senton. 8 up to the legs. 3. That is it, Jack Evans. Unbelievable display from these two men. But unfortunately for El Generico, Jack Evans comes up victorious. And here we have one of the most anticipated matches of PWG All-Star Weekend. Unfortunately, I don't believe this match was originally intended to take place. AJ Styles was not able to attend PWG's All-Star Weekend 2 because of contractual obligation with TNA Wrestling and Spike TV. And try as we might be on that TV network, let alone, even cable.
And Johnny Storm was stopped at the border.
Johnny Storm was stopped at the border, trying to bring in some steak and kidney pie, and due to agricultural restrictions, wasn't able to bring in the steak and kidney pie, and was turned around and sent back to England.
Amazing turn of events. That's how.
But it's an amazing turn of events that led to this match, and so it's not an all bad situation.
It worked out. It actually worked out
favorably, yes. And as we mentioned earlier, Eddie Guerrero recently passing away as the time of these shows, and you can see wearing the black armband, Eddie Guerrero serving as a mentor and inspiration for Jimmy Yang in both his time in WCW and his time in WWE. And Jimmy Yang feeling the loss of Eddie Guerrero, perhaps a little harder than others in the locker room that didn't have personal knowledge or know him personally. But that is not stopping him from going out here and having what will undoubtedly be a great wrestling contest with American Dragon. And Bryan Danielson, you can see shades of that beard coming back as these two men are going hold for hold here early on in this match. And as the beard comes back, I start to think the more beard, the more evil American Dragon becomes.
I have to agree.
It's like much like the biblical Samson. His beard was his strength, and you cut the beard, he has no strength. You cut American Dragon's beard, he has no evil, and the beard comes back. There's all that evil.
I remember when he's clean shaven, you see that beautiful, lustful smile.
Lust for life.
Yes,
indeed. And I guess you could say that American Dragon is a great wrestler in a biblical sense. And that's, I guess, the best sense that you can be a great wrestler. So Jimmy Yang definitely has his work cut out for him against the biblically great Bryan Danielson here.
So Jimmy Yang is wrestling with history right here.
He is
against 2,000 or 3,000 years.
Yeah, I often wrestle with history, trying not to make the mistakes of my forefathers, but I've never literally wrestled with history. And that's exactly what Jimmy Yang has an opportunity to do here. And imagine if he defeats history. what happens then? Is there some sort of tear in the space-time continuum?
Could it be the year of Yang? I mean, it's like, do we?
I don't know what it could be, but Bryan Danielson is preventing Jimmy Yang from coming away with just about any semblance of an offensive attack here, as he has the straitjacket applied to Jimmy Yang, but Jimmy Yang finally reversing his way out of it, and now backing Bryan Danielson into the ropes. Bryan Danielson rolling over the back of Jimmy Yang, and now drop kick to the chest of Jimmy Yang, taking him off his feet, and Yang wisely rolling out to the floor, and Bryan Danielson just content to crack his knuckles and watch in presumable pleasure as Jimmy Yang is forced to rethink his strategy out on the floor.
And Jimmy Yang, American Dragon just allowing Jimmy Yang just to recoup from that and come back in the ring and come back into his game, not expending any more energy than he has to, which is,
It's the hallmarks of a great wrestler and a biblically great wrestler.
And I have to say, it's like, American Dragon can do no wrong in my eyes. He could, he could jump out of the ring, land head first, and I would say, you know what? American Dragon did it. He must know what he's doing.
What if he kidnapped your son and raised him as his own?
I would trust his judgment.
I know it's a touchy subject, but I mean...
It's not. It's a no subject. American Dragon can have my child.
Oh, a short kick from Jimmy Yang, taking American Dragon off of his feet, but then that spinning enziguri, or not even an enziguri, caught him on the top of the head, and American Dragon, Bryan Danielson just maybe thrown off a little bit by the agility and the quickness of Jimmy Yang, and you know what? American Dragon, when he grows out that beard, he looks like some sort of crazy lumberjack or wild man, perhaps living in the jungles or perhaps the forests of Aberdeen, Washington. And, maybe if he did take your son, he would be raised like Mowgli from the Jungle Book.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
And Bryan Danielson would be Baloo.
My son has such a great future with Bryan Danielson.
It's almost like you're doing him a disservice by raising him yourself.
I feel like an idiot.
You should. Bryan Danielson's asking the ref if he has till 20, and the crowd does agree that he has till 20. I believe the referee is checking his rule book. As you know, all PWG referees are required to keep the rules of professional wrestling. It's a short. It's a condensed version, just covers the main points. But they are required to keep it taped to their chest over their heart. They are oath bound to uphold the rules of professional wrestling. And fans, look to the left side of your screen, and that gray sweatshirt is a special guest there tonight. Shooting star Bobby Quantz coming to
Navy SEAL Bobby
Quantz. As you know, he had his last professional wrestling match here in PWG with a victory over his fallen angel Christopher Daniels almost a little over a year ago, actually. And has been, in the United States Navy and now joined the Navy SEAL program, and actually been quite successful in the Navy SEALs. And for anybody that's wondering what's happened to Bobby Quantz, it does not look like he will be coming back to professional wrestling ever again. But you know what? It's professional wrestling's loss national security's gain.
Exactly. We're a little bit safer.
The greater good.
That's right.
That's what Bobby Quantz is concerned with. And Jimmy Yang still concerned with showing history that he is a tremendous wrestler after he delivers a tremendous side kick to the face of Bryan Danielson. American Dragon able to kick out. Now Jimmy Yang suplexing American Dragon up and over, covers 2 count only, and now with the arm lock applied on Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson may be in a bit of an unfamiliar place in terms of his game plan and what he expected from Jimmy Yang. Jimmy Yang known for the high flying maneuvers. Of course, the Yang time, his finisher off the top rope. But Jimmy Yang, after a few years of seasoning in Japan, can very well hold his own on the mat with somebody like Bryan Danielson. Maybe not be able to beat him in a technical wrestling contest, but will not allow Bryan Danielson to take advantage of that in the ring.
And now Bryan Danielson really picking out a body part here, picking out that that arm and really going to work on every inch of the arm up to the shoulder.
Pushing down on the back of his elbow, and now the back of his shoulder as he brings Yang up, pulling his head away from his shoulder. A brilliant strategy by Danielson, but not working that well as Yang reverses, firing him into the corner pillar to post. Yang dives in, comes up with nothing but ring post. Very, very hard shot to the shoulder of Yang, but American Dragon has to be happy and pleased as punch with what just occurred, because it seems that American Dragon's strategy is to go after that arm of Jimmy Yang, and now Jimmy Yang just being pulled, shoulder first into that steel ring post as American Dragon throwing Jimmy Yang back into the ring. You can see Yang clutching that shoulder in just agony in the center of the ring as Dragon covers him. 2 count only for Bryan Danielson.
And as before, American Dragon let Jimmy Yang come back into the ring. American Dragon was very aggressive on the outside, making sure that he goes after that arm, and he's so smart. But actually, losing his game plan a bit there, arguing with the referee right there.
Indeed, he was. And now you can see American Dragon that he is focused like a laser beam, or like a high-powered sniper rifle that Bobby Quast might use on the shoulder of Jimmy Yang. And Jimmy Yang, though, not in a very good situation, as American Dragon just applying shoulder breaker after shoulder breaker, and now yanking it, trying to separate the shoulder from the socket and Jimmy Yang's arms. And a lot of guys, their strategy when facing a high flyer is to go after the legs, go after the knees, but the balance that is required to go up to the top rope is all tied in to the arms, and it's the total package. I mean, sure, your legs and your knees play a crucial role, but if you don't have the balance, you don't have the right momentum, you don't have the right aim, and so that could be American Dragon's strategy in this match, is to disable Jimmy Yang's arm, thus preventing him from climbing to the top rope, and thus preventing him from accurately hitting the Yang time.
That's right, and it doesn't even look like he's going to get to the top rope at this point. Right in the center of the ring, having his arm taken off his body. It's just not going to happen. And Bryan Danielson is so tenacious going after that arm. He just is relentless.
Indeed, he is. But the fans now getting behind Jimmy Yang, clapping for him, man. They want to see him come back. And I think American Dragon is a bit of a fan favorite here, despite what he may do inside the ring. But after they saw the brutal attack on the outside of Jimmy Yang, after he pulled his shoulder, or after American Dragon pulled Yang's shoulder into the turnbuckle, they might, now American Dragon telling Marty Rubalcaba that he does have till 5 to break the hold, which is true if, Marty were to consult his rulebook of professional wrestling. But, the fans maybe lost a little bit of respect for American Dragon. As you can see now, using some illegal holds on Jimmy Yang, maybe the fans thinking that Bryan Danielson is a better wrestler, is a better man than that, and doesn't need to resort to those type of tactics to win matches.
That's right. And now American Dragon definitely up his game plan. The fans are really taking up, but he seems... Oh, and now Jimmy Yang.
Hard chop to the chest of Bryan Danielson as Jimmy Yang backing Bryan Danielson away. A second chop backs him away. And now American Dragon does a headbutt to the top of Jimmy Yang's head. And now backs Yang into the corner. Hits him with that hard chop, throws him face first into the top turnbuckle. A second hard chop from Bryan Danielson. And now European uppercut just levels Jimmy Yang. I don't think that caught him across the throat. I think that caught him across the bridge of the nose, which is about 10 times worse for Jimmy Yang in terms of European uppercuts.
And it seems that American Dragon has taken out his aggression because the fans are getting behind Jimmy Yang, and it's only made American Dragon madder. And now, could this be the Tapatia?
He could be going for the Romero special, the surfboard, and now, driving his knuckle into the back of Jimmy Yang and forcing Yang to give up the hands. Yang trying to prevent it, but American Dragon, a very smart strategy, and now, going up once, going up twice, and now the third time, not quite getting Yang up. He didn't want to do it. The fans wanted to see it, but American Dragon not giving the fans what they wanted as he pulls him back down into the Dragon Sleeper. He's got the legs captured, but Jimmy Yang throwing those rights and lefts from his free hands, forcing American Dragon to break the hold. And now American Dragon going back to it, asking if they want to see the surfboard again, if they want to see the real Romero special. One more time he's asking. Oh! Bryan Danielson giving the fans the business. This is completely unlike him. But as we spoke about before, that beard comes back and that attitude comes back. That evilness comes back for Bryan Danielson.
You know, Bryan Danielson trained by Lord Steven Regal, and looking much like Regal there, just taunting the fans and just showing that, you know, that he is the blue blood.
He is the blue. He is the chosen one. I guess, you know, from all our biblical talk. And so, if Jimmy Yang beats American Dragon here tonight, that's like beating Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a controversial thing, and you know, I mean, it's not something that, you know, we brought up.
Right.
This is just a known fact.
Right.
And you know, we're just stating the facts here. So I mean, you know, agree with us or disagree with us, it would be like, you know, I guess Jimmy Yang would be the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And look at what the Romans have done today. They've changed civilization.
They have their roads, their aqueducts, and Jimmy Yang with the aqueduct elbow to the face of American Dragon, and the paved road boot to the face of American Dragon, and the jumping high kick off the middle rope from Jimmy Yang, and now taking American Dragon down with a short arm clothesline, or not a short arm clothesline, but just a fast clothesline, and two of them. Now American Dragon reversing Yang to the corner, back elbow from Jimmy Yang, going up to the top. Whoa! Press on Jimmy Yang, or on American Dragon. 2 count only for Jimmy Yang.
Jesus kicks out at 2.
Not Jesus Aguilera.
Oh, sorry.
He'll be here tomorrow night.
Okay, all right.
But American Dragon, Bryan Danielson kicking out at 2. Now Jimmy Yang calling for Yang time, going up to the top rope, but oh my word! What would Jesus do? He would sweep out. Jimmy Yang's legs and prevent him from hitting the Yang time. And now Bryan Danielson going up to the top rope, going for the back suplex. Oh! Drops him down with that super back suplex. And Jimmy Yang, you can see clutching his chest as all the air was driven out of his lungs after that high impact maneuver from Bryan Danielson.
I'm sorry, there's no getting up after that. Jesus very slow to get up to his feet. Jimmy Yang, and I'm not sure if he'll get to his feet, but actually he's rolling over. Yes, he actually is getting to his feet. I can't believe it.
He's got to be running on instinct alone, Disco. And now American Dragon a bit slow to get to his feet. Yang gets in the first shot, but American Dragon gets in an even harder shot. Yang fires back in kind, but now American Dragon, just almost leveling Yang, but Yang runs off the rope for momentum. American Dragon hits the rope for momentum, and Yang down to one knee. I believe American Dragon is the victor in the battle. Going for that leg sweep kick. The rolling elbow takes Yang right out of the match. Covers the leg. 2 count only. Jimmy Yang somehow able to kick out.
Cattle mutilation.
Here it is. The cattle mutilation from American Dragon. This has got to be it. Let's go.
Has to be it. Jimmy Yang. Referee Moody trying to cover. Moody trying to cover.
Moody
right there.
Barbara.
Right there, asking Jimmy Yang if he wants to submit to the cattle
Jimmy Yang
mutilation.
trying to roll over to force American Dragon to break his grip, but American Dragon flips over before he could. Covers 2 count only as Yang kicks out. American Dragon questioning Martin Chupacabras counting, Rubacabra, excuse me, and the fans giving American Dragon a bit of a jawing, and American Dragon giving it back. Now calling for the airplane spin. We've seen him employ this successfully many times before. And Jimmy Yang, this could be the first time that he would be on the receiving end of an airplane spin with such velocity and such speed and force, such centrifugal force as American Dragon is able to create with his version of the airplane spin.
1, 2. We'll let the fans chant this one.
We're going to take a break for drinks, and I'll allow you to count along. 30 revolutions on the airplane spin from Bryan Danielson. And now drop kicking Jimmy Yang. But if Jimmy Yang were not a pan-faced Korean, if he were a white turnbuckle pad. But
be sorry, Chari. Wow.
Oh no, American Dragon going up to the top. Could be going for the diving headbutt. We've seen him use it many times before, but now a bit. Whoa. But Marty Rubentrauber, a very lenient 5 count, unlike Rick Knox, the stickler for the rules, Rick Knox. But American Dragon Bryan Danielson coming up with nothing as Jimmy Yang is able to roll out of the way.
Wow. How Jimmy Yang can even move after getting 30 revolutions is beyond me. Like, how do you train for that? How do you train?
You know how you do? You go to Cape Canaveral and you go into the G-Force chamber and you get spun around at 10 million RPM or whatever they do. He hits it 1, 2 count only for Jimmy Yang. After that standing the sky twister onto the standing American Dragon as Jimmy Yang just takes Bryan Danielson off his feet with the cover 2 count. Only for Jimmy Yang. American Dragon somehow finding it, able to kick out. Now Jimmy Yang goes to body slam American Dragon. He's going for the crossface chicken wing.
Back elbow by Jimmy Yang. Now reversing behind. Bryan Danielson back behind. Going. He has it locked in. Can he get those hands locked? This could be it.
He's trying to step on the back of Jimmy Yang's knee to force him down to the mat. Instead, American Dragon just pulling, using his own body weight to drag Jimmy Yang down to the mat.
Yes!
And he's got on hook. He's got the crossface chicken wing locked in. But Jimmy Yang is very, very close to the ropes. All we require is just one stretch of the legs for him to break the hold. But American Dragon has got it locked in, and he does not look to be letting go. As Marty Rubentrauber raising the arm of Jimmy Yang, but Jimmy Yang is going to continue on with this match, kicking his legs, trying to get the blood flow circulating back in his body.
Did he tap right there?
No, he wasn't tapping. He's trying. He's looking for someone. He gets for the ropes, and American Dragon, a look of disappointment on his face as he thought this match was over with. As Jimmy Yang somehow makes it to the ropes and avoids a certain defeat at the hands of American Dragon.
Now American Dragon putting Jimmy Yang on the top rope. Could this be another big back suplex? Or what?
He's got him up. He's going. It looks like he's going for the back suplex again. And now he raises him up. Jimmy Yang presses him. But American Dragon rolls over. He hooks the leg. 1, 2 count. But Jimmy Yang kicks out. Jimmy Yang very narrowly got his shoulder up. The fans very unhappy with the decision. I'm not sure what happened there. But Marty Rubentrauber may be seeing something that we did not, but for some reason he stopped counting. But I guess we're going to have to trust the judgment of the PWG officials. That's all we can do in this match. But you would hate to think that any PWG officials were on the take here as Jimmy Yang hits the leg lariat on American Dragon with the rib breaker on American Dragon. Hits the Yang time, covers 1, 2, 3, that is it, as Jimmy Yang comes away with a victory, a very controversial victory, but a victory nonetheless after hitting the Yang time on American Dragon Bryan Danielson.
We can't control arrogance. man, you gotta do something. See, you need to realize, Whitnuts, that you will never control Arrogance. And if you don't keep yourself in line, you'll be in line for a mustache ride.
And now we have the long-awaited, the long-building encounter between the Aerial Express, Quicksilver, and Scorpio Sky, and their good friend and PWG commissioner, former manager of Quicksilver and Scorpio Sky, Dino Winwood, the non-wrestler, the unlikeliest of partners in a professional wrestling match.
Unlikely. I mean, if Travis was in there, I would actually.
That would be more likely than Dino Winwood wrestling. And it is incredible. But that just goes to show you the dedication that Dino Winwood has to his friends, the Aerial Express, Quicksilver, Scorpio Sky, as they take on Arrogance, Chris Bosh, Joey Ryan, and Scott Lost.
And I have to say, you know, in what is now a huge conflict of interest, Dino Winwood in a wrestling match for PWG.
As commissioner. As the head matchmaker, rule maker, and official here in PWG.
It would be as if George Bush was on the front lines, shooting the gun, like saying, "Come over this hill." I don't get it.
Much like George Washington was.
Yes.
And now Scott Lost being introduced. I didn't really know I had to provide play on that.
No. Well,
I know.
it's because you're dedicated to your craft.
It is. But, you know, we spoke about this earlier. Dino Winwood was so focused, so nervous about this match that he just basically gave me carte blanche when it came to picking opponents for Super Dragon and Davey Richards.
I thought you were going to say you should have.
He might have. But, you know, larger people definitely do have an odor about them, and I wasn't able to differentiate. But Dino Winwood, I do respect his choice of wearing the Scorpio Sky with the gold trim black robe, but Dino Winwood with the light blue robe with the black and white panda trim on it. Not even trim, just design.
Right.
Pattern, yes, exactly. And that is, you know, it's a tough choice to make when it comes to picking your ring attire. But I think Winwood did himself right.
Well, I think that it takes a tough man to wear something like that.
Yeah.
And face his mortal enemies on the other side of the ring.
Yeah. And you know that raises the question: if Dino Winwood hates Arrogance so much, why doesn't he just fire him? I've asked Dino many times, and he can never really provide a satisfactory reason.
Maybe he's not that great.
I've never taken that into account.
You thought he was a Rhodes Scholar. You thought he was at your level. And he tricked you. He duped you.
So does that mean he is? Or does that mean he's a level above me? That's a paradox.
Maybe he's just playing dumb. He's playing possum.
But to what game?
He got over on you, and that, my friend, is one that you'll never get back.
That's the only way I will save face in this.
Well, he knows how to luchador, so he'll get right out of the way. He's that smart. He's cunning too.
Now Scorpio Sky asking for Scott Lost to get in the ring, or asking for asking for Scott Lost. But Scott Lost a bit reluctant to get in there with his heated rival Scorpio Sky, as at the PWG 2-year anniversary show, Scott Lost taking the mask of Scorpio Sky, busting him open with the PWG Tag Team titles, and Scorpio Sky left the building a bloody mess and just went into seclusion, training and trying to recuperate and trying to improve himself as a professional wrestler. And after he returned at the Battle of Los Angeles to attack Scott Lost, he said that he is here to right all the wrongs that have been done to him, and this is part of his pathway to, this is his path to doing it. And if it means taking out the other members of Arrogance just to get to Scott Lost, Scorpio Sky is perfectly willing to do that.
Absolutely, and this feud has been going on in different variations for all this year.
It's like the Clampets and the McCoys.
Right.
Was that the Clampets?
No,
it was Hatfields and McCoys. Clampets were the Beverly Hills.
That's right, but the Clampets, I'm sure, would get involved. They're always ready for
it'd be a three-way dance.
That's right. Let them play. Let them play.
And now Scorpio Sky backing Joey Ryan into the corner. Joey Ryan earlier asking Rick Knox if he wanted a mustache ride, and as you well know, this machine, Rick Knox, an amusement park enthusiast, always one that's up for a free ride, especially in amusement parks. And though I believe he declined Joey Ryan's offer for a free mustache ride.
That's right. And Joey Ryan frequently.
Joey Ryan actually shoved Scorpio Sky, but now Scorpio Sky just taking out.
This could be over.
Taking out all his aggressions on the face of Joey Ryan, and now got the cross arm breaker locked in. But I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. Joey Ryan likes to hang out at amusement parks just during the day, just like moving around.
By the kiddie pool?
He doesn't really says what he's there for. He doesn't ride any rides, but he goes.
For a long time, we thought he was working there. But he just happens to have he's got the annual pass. If you're a Southern California resident, you can get, an annual pass to Disneyland.
Right.
$150.
Same with Magic Mountain.
Yeah. And, same for Wet n Wild.
Same for California Adventure.
Universal Studios. And so that's, what Joey Ryan, I believe, is, all after his win streak for the last couple of months over, vastly technically superior opponents, he's been using the money from his trips to the pay window to buy annual passes in various Southern California amusement parks.
Good. Let's get back to the state. That's what we all like.
That's true. And if he does, actually, there's probably I guess it's sales tax. Anyway, now Scorpio Sky back to Joey Ryan into the ring ropes, but Joey Ryan ducks under, and Joey Ryan puts on the brakes, goes for a clothesline. Both men trading a drop kick, and now Scorpio Sky with the leg lariat taking Joey Ryan off of his feet, and a chop to the chest of Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan looking a bit worse for wear here early on in this match.
Both men have the trademark drop kicks, but they hit him at the same time.
Coming up with nothing is Quicksilver's tagged into the match for the first time.
Oh, and now Bosh. He's
Chris Bosh divesting to come into the match.
Wow. The preparation before Chris Bosh gets in the match is immense. He tweaks the nipples, takes off the vest.
The denim vest.
Talks a little shit, and now he's ready for action.
Only the finest Iowan denim. He will not wear denim from any other state in the union or country on earth.
He accepts no substitute.
Only Iowan denim.
Yeah.
And that, it's oftentimes very hard to find, a denim vest of pure Iowan denim. And, oftentimes when he buys the vest, he'll cut off the sleeves, and that's, like 30-40% of the investment right there.
Absolutely. Well, I one time said like Oshkosh Bagosh, and he gave me that bandana right now. It's
spit on you. Closing on the shoulders of Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh is just flabbergasted as to what just happened as Quicksilver walking his way up Chris Bosh, going for a big slap, a bit of a womanish scream, and now Quicksilver, another slap on Chris Bosh. And now Chris Bosh just screaming, and Scott Lost tagged into the ring for the first time tonight. And now Quicksilver taking him over in an arm drag, just putting pressure on the shoulder of Scott Lost. Maybe, I don't know if that was an instinct or an intentional thing by Quicksilver, but Scott Lost loves that Superman spear. If his shoulder is injured, he might not be able to go for that, and or injure himself in the process of hitting the Superman spear. So very, very smart wrestling by Quicksilver at this stage of the game.
Nice takeover by Quicksilver.
He scissors the legs, and he's putting pressure now on the head and neck of Scott Lost. Very, very smart wrestling.
And now, was that a bit of a pose inside by Quicksilver?
A little bit.
Little Playboy pose?
Quicksilver having fun. Play girl pose.
Play girl pose.
Yeah.
can't make it play, girl.
Triple X rated.
He's got an A. But that's here nor there.
That's right. And now, Quicksilver pinned to the mat, but bridging up, rolling through, going for the backslide on Scott Lost, but Scott Lost reverses, sweeps out the legs of Quicksilver.
Go for the sharpshooter.
Pushing off the sharpshooter, saw it coming early on here in the match. Now Quicksilver hits the top of the head, almost like an axe bomber, and now ducks the line from Scott Lost again. Hits the elbow to the top of the head again. Scott Lost staggering, and now Quicksilver again with the arm drag, putting more and more pressure on the shoulder of Scott Lost.
Quicksilver really deep, has it locked in, and Scott Lost is going nowhere, right in the center of the ring. We still have not seen the debut of Dino Winwood at this point. Would that be amazing if Quicksilver could make the tag and Scott Lost versus Dino Winwood?
It's a dream match for some. Who, I don't know, but I'm sure it's a dream match for some.
And now Chris Bosh tagged in, and now he's going to go to work on Quicksilver's arm, and now just wrenching it in, just talking a little smack to him as well.
That's right. As of recently, Bosh and Lost were the more regular tag partners than Joey Ryan and Scott Lost, as it used to be, and it's showing by their their familiarity with one another over the last few months is showing because of the quick tags in and out. But unfortunately for Chris Bosh, Quicksilver seems to be in control of this match, and now going to work on Chris Bosh, but now blind tag by Scorpio Sky. Scorpio Sky waiting for Chris Bosh as he blocks the sunset flip attempt by Quicksilver, and now going for the claw on Chris Bosh, but now kick to the jaw from Quicksilver on Bosh, and drop kick to the side of Bosh's head. 1, 2 count only for Scorpio Sky as he comes in after that sunset flip counter move by Chris Bosh.
Now, sorry to step on you.
No, it's quite all right. Flips him over, and now wrenching the neck with that the sleeper holder, the headlock, excuse me. And now Bosh, I believe, saying balls while he was in the headlock. I'm not sure why, but he was.
Channeling a balls, possibly?
Perhaps. And now Scorpio Sky going for the maybe the Argle Bargle, but Chris Bosh had it well scouted. Reverses, and now the neck breaker on the knee. Bosh just clutching his head. That's probably a hot rush of pain going right into the back of his eyes after he. You get that rush.
You don't have to say. I mean, the fans. We're trying to explain it to the fans. Well, I don't fucking know.
Okay, thank you. Drop kick to the face from Quicksilver, and now Aerial Express back in top form as they're going to work on Chris Bosh.
Quicksilver and Chris Bosh have a storied past. I mean, here there are two tag team champions here in PWG at one time, and now they're on opposite sides. And Quicksilver taking those elbows, and now what's this going to be? We've seen this before, where he runs up the rope and gives a kick. But
you know what that is? That's the elbow from martial law from the video game Tekken. Believe it or not.
Oh my God.
And now running up but missing, coming up with nothing. As Scott Lost hits that Superman spear, a bit rattled perhaps due to that shoulder work earlier by Quicksilver. But now Chris Bosh, it's not the lion cock punch, it's the lion cock claw. I never thought I would say that, but Chris Bosh had the claw applied to Quicksilver, and you can see Quicksilver just in agony, and the look on Chris Bosh's face, he cannot believe what he just did.
I don't think I ever want to see that move ever again, and I feel Quicksilver's pain. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like that.
Unbelievable. A move only taught in rape prevention classes. I'm not sure where Chris Bosh learned it, but
maybe it was in some of his sensitivity training that he had taken.
Now, Scott Lost tagging Joey Ryan back into the ring. Joey Ryan now just stalking his prey, circling around Quicksilver, picking him up, backing him into the ropes with those elbows, and now does actually back him into the ropes. Goes for that drop kick on Quicksilver. 2 count only for Joey Ryan after the big drop kick. Now Joey Ryan questioning Rick Knox's counting ability, but you know I'm more inclined to side with Rick Knox now after the events that transpired in the American Dragon Jimmy Yang match.
I have to agree, and the refereeing has been spot on and spot off at points.
Spotty, you might want to say.
There you go. And now Scott Lost got that chin lock and got the hand over
Chin lock, that's what I was thinking. I said headlock.
I know.
I said sleeper hold.
I didn't
but
want-
I meant chin lock. You could have corrected me.
I would have, but it was after the fact.
Yeah.
That's okay. I didn't want to make you look bad.
No, that's okay. I mean, I look bad to people that knew it was a chin lock. So.
That's okay. That's okay. We all have flaws. It's all right.
And now Quicksilver hits the ropes with a kitchen sink from Scott Lost,
Wow.
cutting off whatever comeback Quicksilver had planned. But now Scott Lost backing into the ropes. Chris Bosh tags himself in. And now shucking and jiving, and with that right hand to the spine of Quicksilver, the fans love what they see, and Chris Bosh loves what he does.
Well, you know, Electric Boogaloo has many forms, and now the Fisherman Suplex on Quicksilver.
2
only
count
gets a 2
only.
count.
And it is very true. Even the white and rhythmically challenged can participate in Electric Boogaloo. We are an equal opportunity employer here in PWG.
That's right. We'll take a look at you. We'll send you out the door, but we'll take a look at all of our applicants. Everybody has an equal chance of participating.
No Turks.
No. Turk. Remember Turk 182?
I do. Oddly enough, I do.
All right.
But Quicksilver trying to make it to his corner, but Chris Bosh cuts him off very handily and just tosses him violently into the middle turnbuckle. And now Quicksilver in the corner of Arrogance, just getting stomped by Scott Lost. Knox counting 5 to force the rope break, or to force the break. Arrogance risking disqualification at this point, but Rick Knox, maybe after his tepid reception from the crowd after counting out TJ Perkins on the top rope, Knox is being a bit more lenient with the rules.
That's right. Scott Lost off the ropes now.
Oh! Scott Lost.
Nobody home.
I don't even know what he would have been doing there at Disco Machine. Maybe some sort of body press and maybe bouncing off. I'm not even sure.
A crossbody, but where could he have gone?
Whatever it was ill-planned, and it definitely backfired. And Joey Ryan spitting in the face of Dino Winwood. You know, things between Joey Ryan and Dino Winwood really came to a head a few months ago when Joey Ryan super kicked SoCal Val and paralyzed her from the eyelids down.
Oh, she wasn't like that before? Yeah. See? Sorry.
Oh, my word. Whore.
Yeah.
Joey Ryan choking Quicksilver in the corner, and now Rick Knox just lecturing Joey Ryan on the rules of professional wrestling. But Joey Ryan going for the super kick. Quicksilver counters, hooks Joey Ryan up. He's got him in. Just drops him down hard to the mat. And now Quicksilver desperately needs to make it over to his corner to tag in either Scorpio Sky or Dino Winwood to get a fresh man for his team here in this match.
And now there's Quicksilver. Who's he going to tag out to? Well, no. Scorpio Sky.
Scorpio Sky comes in. Dino Winwood has not seen action yet in this match. A boot to the midsection from Scorpio Sky. Chris Bosh running into the ropes. Knee to the midsection from kitchen sink from Scorpio Sky. Chris Bosh reverses the backbreaker. The reverse DDT backbreaker by Scorpio Sky. Pulling Scott Lost into the ring. Scorpio Sky, he wants Scott Lost. He wants his revenge, Disco.
And now Scorpio Sky, he knows this. You know, this is a man who took off his mask, bloodied him when they won the tag team championships, and now Scorpio Sky really laying into him. Scott Lost getting a big victory last month over Scorpio Sky. Now the Stinger Splash. Scorpio Sky now whipping in Scott Lost again. Leapfrog over. Drop kick right in the face.
That beautiful drop kick. And Joey Ryan. A toe kick right to the eye of Scorpio Sky. And the super kick. And now Joey Ryan just dives out of the ring onto Quicksilver. Very, very unorthodox maneuver for Joey Ryan, but effective nonetheless as he takes out Quicksilver at ringside. And all 5 men are down, and Dino Winwood, not all 5 men, the 5 men are down. Dino Winwood is up. Well, Dino
Doesn't
Winwood
know the rules.
leaning into the ring. Will Rick Knox allow it? He's not.
This could be more
He's
shot
not
refereeing.
Oh, Dino Winwood is tagged into the match. Oh, right hand. Oh, bionic elbow, Dino Winwood. Bionic elbow. I can't believe what I'm seeing.
Oh, the pay window, baby.
Oh my God, the pay window. The pay window.
And now, spine buster.
Spine buster. Dino Winwood is a force to be reckoned with, Disco Machine.
Shannon and Spade on Anderson, baby. And now he says, I'm going to take out you, Joey
Sergeant
Ryan.
Buddy Parker. Buddy, you better watch it. Dino Winwood and Joey Ryan trading elbows, and this unbelievable and unlikely exchange, Disco Machine.
Oh my God, Joey Ryan. Oh, now
Dino Winwood, it means business, baby, business.
Oh
my God. He's calling for the F5. He's got Joey up. Joey reverses. Eye rake by Joey Ryan. Dino Winwood. Those small slips of eyes as he ducks underneath. Spear now. Oh my God.
Pin that man.
Oh my God, Disco Machine. What are we seeing? We are seeing the world of professional wrestling turn on its very head.
We might have a Rookie of the Year in November here. Oh my God.
Oh my God, he's going for the powerbomb after the jackhammer.
There's no way he can get him
He
up.
cannot get him up.
No
Dino
way.
Winwood with that wide vertical base and that wide bottom. He prevents the. Joey Ryan goes to the midsection.
He might not get Joey Ryan up. Yes, he does.
Powerbomb. Joey Ryan has been powerbombed by Dino Winwood. I cannot believe what I am seeing.
Man, that man.
We are in hysterics here.
Oh my God.
The double elbows to the top of that. The stunner. Chris Bosh stunner on Dino Winwood.
Oh God. Chris Bosh.
Hey, hooks the leg. But
2.
Scorpio Sky breaks up the pinfall attempt. We are going back to a sense of normalcy now, but we have just seen perhaps the most insane 3 minutes of professional wrestling. Oh, Chris Bosh slipping on a puddle of water on the floor, and now the aerial express up and over the top. Oh my God!
Oh my God. That was insane.
What have we seen? Things have just broken down, Disco Machine.
Putting life and limb on the line. Scorpio Sky, Quicksilver, Aerial Express, showing why they're called Aerial Express. And now, nowhere close to Aerial Express is Joey Ryan.
Climbing back into the ring as Dino Winwood is up in the ring. A big shoulder tackle, knocking Joey Ryan down to the floor.
Could this be the 3rd member of Aerial Express? Oh my God. This is like a 747 falling from the sky. Oh my God, Dino Winwood.
Oh my God! Oh, Disco Machine!
Oh my God!
We have seen professional wrestling irrevocably changed forever.
We'll change the English language if we have to, just to explain how great this match is. And Dino Winwood has to be the star of this match. He has taken out everybody, and now everybody's just recouping. Are they going to make it by the 20 count? It's as if the moon fell out of the sky and hit the earth.
How it has changed the flow of the tides. This is unbelievable what we have just witnessed.
Chris Bosh says his chest hair has been parted with Dino Winwood. Oh my God!
I have had to take 10 Ritalin pills to stem the hysteria. Thanks to this match. Now
What the heck is this?
Joey Ryan throwing the chair. Scott lost, convulsing on there, but referee Rick Knox did not hear any chair shot. He didn't hear the blow. The fans chanting Eddie Guerrero, a move favored many times by Eddie Guerrero. But he's telling him to get back into the ring and continue. But Joey Ryan now distracting. But now for real, the chair shot hitting Scott lost, and now Joey Ryan blindsides Scorpio Sky, getting the chair up for himself, and now going to level Scorpio Sky. Rick Knox sees it, and he prevents the chair shot. Reverse Hurricane Rana by Scorpio Sky on Joey Ryan. Now Scorpio Sky seems to be in control of things after taking out Scott Lost. And now, Quicksilver!
Wow.
Quicksilver saving his own partner, shoving Scorpio Sky out of the way, hitting the spine buster. And now Scorpio Sky getting Joey Ryan up to the top rope. He's calling for the, I don't know what he's calling for, perhaps the, oh no, he's saying the Duff Drop, the Albatross, as now Dino Winwood going up to the top rope. Dino Winwood perhaps going for the Albatross on Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan's own finishing maneuver. And Dino Winwood, like a contortionist, working his way over.
He's not used to those aerial maneuvers up there, not being...
A slap to the back of Joey Ryan.
Not used to being up that high, I'm sure.
He's got him hooked. Oh my God! The earth has shaken. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God! The Aerial Express and Dino Winwood somehow come away with a victory here tonight on night 1 of PWG's All-Star Weekend 2.
Sky, it's all over. Come on. So we're pulling him off. Match is over. I can't protect you. I can't protect you. Come on, Sky. Chair away, man. Chair away. Come on, Sky. Come on, man. You guys already won. You already got it. Come on.
And now on to the main event of the evening, just want to see it's going to be hard to recover from the hysteria of the last match, but if anything will do it, it will be this undoubtedly epic encounter between Kevin Steen and Samoa Joe, the Samoan submission machine, as he's been called of late, using the Muscle Buster and the Renaked Choke to his pretty much cripple his opponents. And Kevin Steen, no doubt, has Samoa Joe well scouted and has many counter hold for anything Samoa Joe may be ready for.
And Kevin Steen has a really obvious big task at hand here, keeping his PWG title in the main event of All-Star Weekend. So that could be
a very, we've got a very sedated atmosphere here after the events that occurred in the last match. What? Ring announcer Travis Gray just said Kevin Steen hails from Montreal, Alberta, Canada, and Montreal is nowhere near Alberta.
Not a geography major.
No. And neither is our benefactor, Jameson Under Bentley III.
No.
Chip.
Yeah, Chip. Yeah, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
And
And now the fans chanting, "Joe is going to kill you" at Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen, though, maybe, we were talking earlier just about cauliflower ear. Kevin Steen doesn't seem to be able to hear those chants, maybe due to some cauliflower ear, which probably is a good thing because the last thing you want going into a match this important is to have the fans get under your skin and cause you to lapse, cause the concentration to lapse.
That's right. And Kevin Steen told me the reason why his ears are cauliflower wasn't until his brain was. And I was like, wow, that's quite a revelation.
Yeah, it's very, very smart by Kevin Steen. And, Samoa Joe looking pretty nonchalant, if I do say so. Almost like he's not, just slapping Kevin Steen in the face. Almost looked like Samoa Joe is not worried about the challenge that Kevin Steen may present to him.
And, wow, taking it lightly. I mean, maybe Samoa Joe thinks that he's going to win the title easily just by
slapping Kevin Steen around and
just showing him up.
Maybe Samoa Joe thinks that he'll win the title by reputation alone, but that has not been the case in the past. As Super Dragon, Samoa Joe headbutting the wrist of Kevin Steen and just driving his whole arm into itself. And Super Dragon, when he was PWG champion, defended the title against Samoa Joe, won by a countout, but he still ended up retaining the title. And Kevin Steen has vowed that he will do something that Super Dragon has never been able to do, and that is pin Samoa Joe 1, 2, 3.
Amazing. I can't even. Can you imagine putting Samoa Joe? Excalibur?
Of course not. But could you imagine what would happen if Kevin Steen hit Samoa Joe with a package pile driver? Just Joe's body weight alone could possibly break his own neck.
That's right. We may not have a PWG ring after that.
It would cause. It would just create a black hole, and there would just be everything would just end up getting sucked into it. Kevin Steen trying to headbutt Samoa Joe, but as it says in his name, he is Samoan, and as we all know, Samoans do have the hardest heads in the world.
The hardest, and it's been proven. I think on Mythbusters they actually did a whole thing on it.
Yeah, they actually dedicated an hour-long episode to it.
Right.
And now, Kevin Steen going for the shoulder tackle on Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe just shrugging it off like Kevin Steen, a smartly placed slap to the face of Samoa Joe. Now trying to get under his skin. Second
again.
Slap. Kevin Steen just brimming with confidence, but Samoa Joe brimming with confidence as well as he goes to slap Kevin Steen, but Kevin Steen ducks out of the way of the enziguri. But Joe puts on the brakes and the high kick to the chest of Kevin Steen sends him down in a heap on the outside after Joe changed direction and stopped his suicide dive to the outside, and Kevin Steen evacuated.
Now, I'm just thinking back to the package pile driver that you talked about. If that were ever even done on Joe in a PWG ring, we might lose PWG. It would create such a financial windfall. We would lose most all of our fans.
Samoa Joe insured by Lloyd's of London.
But would all the fans that be sucked down into the abyss?
All these disappearances we would be responsible for, indirectly, but still responsible.
That's right. Though, as much as I would like to see Kevin Steen beat Samoa Joe with a package pile driver, I almost don't want him to do it.
Maybe he can still defeat Samoa Joe just by other means.
There we go.
Other, less black hole creative means.
Right. And now Kevin Steen up and
over the top rope, landing on his feet on the outside, but taking an awkward tumble into the chairs, but still landing full force on the top of Samoa Joe's head, and a kick to the ample midsection of Samoa Joe from Steen, and Steen just pressing the attack, keeping on Samoa Joe, and Steen knows that if he wants to come away with a victory tonight, he must be relentless. He cannot give Samoa Joe an opportunity to recover, and Samoa Joe can just turn things around on you, turn the tables around on you. Kevin Steen backdrop, back suplex on Samoa Joe.
That's a feat of strength.
Incredible feat of strength. And now stomping Joe in the face, bouncing off the ropes, hitting that flipping leg drop on Samoa Joe. Leg right across Joe's throat. 2 count only. Samoa Joe is able to kick out. Kevin Steen raking the eyes of Samoa Joe, just not really doing any sort of damage, but still just trying to do something to throw Samoa Joe off of his game.
That's right, and Kevin Steen still talking a lot of trash in there, as he always does. He
drives the knee into the head of Samoa Joe. Excuse me, but you're saying it seems to be.
And then a chop? No, a choke by Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen will never be a fan favorite. I say that now because he disdains the fans, hates the fans, will never do one thing that the fans want. And he's so smart that in mid-chop goes for the choke. So smart.
He changes course, and he changes course to a undoubtedly much more effective maneuver. Now Kevin Steen coming into the corner. Oh, the big butt by Kevin Steen.
Wow.
Unconventional for Mr. Wrestling, but now Steen gonna hit him with a big clothesline in the corner. No, STO by Samoa Joe. We've seen him hit it many times before, and you think his opponents would learn, but we've got to get Kevin Steen some Samoa Joe tapes.
You think that, with our vast collection of PWG DVDs,
the library,
that he would actually pick one out and watch it, but he can't be bothered. Mr. Wrestling does not live wrestling outside the ring.
Kevin Steen's got much more on his mind than Samoa Joe. When he's outside the ring. But right now, I think Kevin Steen is completely focused on Samoa Joe and completely focused on Joe dropping that huge knee right across his chest.
Samoa Joe is trying to crack Kevin Steen's head open and actually see that mind of wrestling that he has and take it out and throw it to the fans. And now it's getting he's clamping the arms against the face.
And would you say that that referee Moody Chupacabra is calling this very fairly?
Moody.
And 2 count only for Samoa Joe as he brings Kevin Steen over in the crucifix. Now Joe preparing, could be going for some kicks to Kevin Steen. Oh, wow. He is going for kicks.
Oh!
Multiple shots to the chest of Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen almost hacking up a lung after Joe just was kicking through the chest of Kevin Steen.
And now Kevin Steen fighting back as he can. A headbutt. Is he an idiot? Oh, no, I didn't say that, Kevin. I'm sorry. Did not do his homework on that move. And now, the kicks to the face. The Samoans with the hardest heads in all of the world. Kevin Steen probably has a hard head too. He's pretty hard-headed.
He is hard-headed, but obviously not as hard-headed as even a baby Samoan. You know how children or babies when they're born, they have that soft spot on the top of their head.
Right.
Samoans are born without a soft spot, and it's just they have an extra I believe 1.5 inches of skull density from birth on.
2. That's actually Samoan babies are usually babies like a 10-pound baby would be humongous. They come out 20-25 pounds right away because they're
all the weight in the head.
It's so
and it actually makes them top heavy, which is why through the course of evolution they've grown to have such massive bodies to support that extra weight that is on the top of their heads.
Absolutely, you've done your research.
We've really
Who said Joe was my daddy?
Quite a few topics here tonight. And from American Dragon being a biblically talented wrestler, and Jimmy Yang did defeat history tonight. There was no terror in the space-time continuum, so I think we can sleep safely tonight.
Right.
But now we're discussing. Samoa Joe walking out of the way. And I think it's odd that we discussed that, and now we're discussing the evolution. Just as it is odd that Kevin Steen went for that, another unconventional move. Not something you normally find in his arsenal, but definitely something that he's willing to pull out in order to retain the PWG title in the face of such a tough competition from Samoa Joe.
Oh, Kevin Steen smartly gets out of there. Maybe he did do his homework on Samoa Joe, and now Samoa Joe taking this big man off his feet, and now taking the boot. And really taking the ankle out. This could be the smartest move that Kevin Steen could do, taking Samoa Joe off his feet for good. Excalibur indisposed for a moment, but Kevin Steen still continues the attack. This could be the opportunity that Kevin Steen needed to beat Samoa Joe, getting this big man off his feet. I'm not sure if he can get up. And now Kevin Steen shows how limber he is. And now a big elbow, taking Samoa Joe, who is trying to get onto his feet. Now he's really favoring that leg. Excalibur, are you okay?
I have returned to the play-by-play booth, and I was just so shocked by Kevin Steen's brilliant counter to the boot scrapes in the corner, the ole kicks.
Yes.
That I actually broke into convulsions, and I had to step out of the announce booth for just a second.
I hope I upheld your level.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure you did. But now Kevin's going to work on that massive tree trunk of Samoa Joe. And Joe is in a very bad position. as that leg was draped over the middle rope, and Kevin Steen just attacking it relentlessly. Now chopping Samoa Joe, and a chop from Joe. But all Kevin Steen has to do to bring the match back around is just one well-placed kick to the inside of Joe's knee.
That's right. And really, Kevin Steen, Mr. Wrestling, shows why he's called that. Keeping that body part immobilized now, up and over, shades of Ric Flair. And now, asking the fans, do they want to see some more punishment? And for this, he will gladly oblige.
That's very true. Kevin Steen not usually one to give the fans what they want to see, but he is, perfectly happy with disabling Samoa Joe's knee, with preventing him from using any more of those illegal leg kicks that you saw, other people use earlier in the night. And if Kevin Steen is able to take out the knee of Samoa Joe, or even weaken the knee, Joe's body weight could prove to be. Kevin Steen with a dragon screw on Samoa Joe, just taking him down. And now, Joe's extra body weight could prove to be detrimental, especially walking on an injured knee. It could be very, very hard to get around. And the knee, there's only so much cartilage in there, and it's only so strong. If Kevin Steen were to damage that, it'd be very, very hard for Joe to walk. It'd be very, very hard for Joe to pick up Kevin Steen in the muscle buster and actually, walk him into the center of the ring where he would be in a pinning predicament.
That's right. And Samoa Joe, in TNA wrestling is an up-and-coming star, and Kevin Steen could cut him short right here. This actually has more ramifications. He loses a shot at the PWG title, and his TNA run is gone. But Samoa Joe is much stronger than that. With those chops, now he's fighting back. But
Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen. Samoa Joe hitting Kevin Steen with an unorthodox jawbreaker, and then a high kick, and a big senton from Samoa Joe. Covers and hooks the leg. 2 count only as he kicks out. Kevin Steen able to kick out after an offensive flurry by Samoa Joe. Very, very impressive comeback by Joe, but I'm still holding out that Kevin Steen will win this match no matter what Samoa Joe does.
That's right. We have our utmost faith in Kevin Steen.
Our partner.
That's right. Our partner in crime. I thought he was going for the package powerbomb, but it's a powerbomb.
The stuffed powerbomb, Kevin Steen kicks out, and Joe just floats over into the STF, just cranking back on the neck of Kevin Steen. And very, very smart wrestling by Samoa Joe, because as he cranks back on that neck, then he sets him up for the muscle buster, and then ultimately the rear naked choke, and which can either be used as an actual choke or a neck crank, depending on the intention of the applicant. And so Samoa Joe is just getting Kevin Steen primed and ready for whatever he wants to do to end this match. And we see those illegal low kicks, not to the leg of Kevin Steen, but to the chest and face. And Kevin Steen none too happy about it.
Well, if I call those Sabin kicks, would I
you would not be remiss in calling them Sabin kicks. Okay. But Kevin Steen, as soon as Samoa Joe turns his back, Kevin Steen just boots him in the back of the knee. But big power slam by Samoa Joe. He covers. 2 count only as Kevin Steen is somehow able to kick out.
And now Joe's showing his frustration. He thinks that he has the title well in hand, even though his knee is hurt, but very slow to recover after giving that power slam. And now the fans
getting a little bit behind Samoa Joe, but they seem to be not quite split, but they're not sure about Samoa Joe's chances in this match after sustaining such grievous injuries to his knee. Joe seems to be walking fine, but what happens if Kevin Steen hits him with another shot to the knee, another well-placed boot to the inside of Samoa Joe's knee, another headbutt to the knee. But Samoa Joe returns the shot with a knee to Kevin Steen's face. Kevin Steen reversing Samoa Joe. Joe, you can see limping to the ropes, holds on and puts on the brakes. Kevin Steen thrown up and over by Samoa Joe. A boot to the knee by Steen. Now Steen coming in, comes over with a flatliner type maneuver, and now Joe being pulled into position by Kevin Steen. Steen going up to the top rope. This could be it. The picture perfect moonsault. He hits one. He's going up for a second one, Disco. This could be it. Second picture perfect moonsault. 2 in a row Joe kicks out. Unbelievable. After 2 picture-perfect moonsaults in a row, Samoa Joe somehow is able to kick out.
Unbelievable. Kevin Steen actually having the presence of mind, knowing that Samoa Joe is a behemoth, to go for 2.
A behemoth or bohemian?
Possibly both. Combined, mixed up in a bowl.
And now Kevin Steen back in control of this match, and after those 2 consecutive picture-perfect moonsaults, Kevin Steen is now ready to...
no way.
You know what he's trying.
No way.
He's not going to be able to lift Samoa Joe, but pulling out, firing a clubbing blow to the back of Samoa Joe's head, and now calling Samoa Joe a rather unkind name, but Joe a slap to the face, a second slap to the face, and now he's got a hook. He's got Steen hooked. This is it, Disco Machine. Kevin Steen rolls through, gets down to the mat. Joe staggers due to that injured leg. Now Kevin Steen,
oh my God,
got him hooked.
Not a chance.
Going for the package pile driver, but Joe reverses. He's got him up. Death Valley driver from Samoa Joe. Puts Kevin Steen down in the mat, Disco.
Oh my God. I was actually, when Joe had Steen in the Muscle Buster, I was thinking to myself, we could have a new champion right here.
We very easily could have had a new champion if the behemoth Samoa Joe had hit the Muscle Buster. He might not even have had to follow it up with the rear naked choke. He might have been able to pin Steen after working over his neck so viciously.
Absolutely, and now Joe up on his feet. A big elbow. And a big elbow returned by Kevin Steen.
The impact of those elbows reverberating here through the sweat box. And now Joe just with multiple elbows to the face of Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen with an eye poke cutting off Samoa Joe. Going for a clothesline. Joe ducks under. He's got the rear naked choke. The rear naked choke. He's got it applied. Oh, a low blow. A low blow to Samoa Joe. Kevin Steen thinking on his feet, distracting the ref and getting the low blow on Samoa Joe, taking the big man down. Even a man the size of Samoa Joe will be at the mercy of an attack to his vital parts.
Package pile driver.
Now Kevin Steen
Is
going
that
for the
even possible?
He's got him up.
My God.
Joe reverses. He's going up for the Death Valley driver again. But Kevin Steen reverses. He's got Joe hooked. 1, 2, 3. That's Kevin Steen reverses to the Death Valley driver into the crucifix, and he pins him. He pins Samoa Joe.
Oh my
Something
God.
Super Dragon was never able to do, and he retains the PWG